Hallelujah, Shabbat Shalom Alaikum, Mishpaka, Shabbat Shalom family. Y'all climb on in this deal. Hallelujah. Feel good today, feel electrifying. Yeah, y'all see what we got on the board. We talking about the 8th and final day today. We're gonna get into the 8th and final day, his eternal rest of the divine Shabbat, the divine Sabbath day. That's what we going over. Y'all climb in and we're gonna pray in and we're gonna get it started. We got a lot to cover today, so make sure y'all got y'all pens, make sure y'all got y'all pads, and let's eat.
Say, boy, gonna be a barn burner, huh?
Oh yeah, it's going down. It's going down. Hallelujah, y'all climb on in. Shalom, shalom, Monica, shalom, shalom, Baruch Yah, shalom. All of y'all in here. Rib on here, Aniyah, shalom, shalom. Hallelujah. Shalom. Y'all climb on in. We finna get it. I know y'all see smoke. That's from frankincense. There ain't nothing else. Ain't no strange smoke burning up in here. That's frankincense.
That's right.
Y'all climb on in. We're gonna go and get started. We talking about something that a lot of you rarely hear people really talk today. A lot of us don't even have a right understanding of what the 7-day Shabbat is. We went over that last week. We're gonna touch on that a little bit today, but today we're gonna solely. What is that? Hold on, y'all.
Devil mad.
But today we're gonna solely focus on. Today we're gonna solely focus on the Shabbat, the 8th day Shabbat. So we're gonna talk about it. Boy, that hurt my ears.
I did too. What's going on here?
All right, let's get it. Y'all ready to pray in? Let's pray in. Let's pray in and get it started. Let's get it.
Hallelujah.
We all good?
We can hear you, squeaking nothing. We all good. Hallelujah. Y'all know how we do. We face Jerusalem. That's toward that. Yo, we already know up in the building. Y'all face Jerusalem. That's in pursuing to Daniel, the 6th chapter, 1 through 10. 1 Kings, the 8th chapter, roughly verse 20 through 48.
Hallelujah.
Being in the land far or near, we were commanded to face the land that we were brought from. So being in the west, we face east. We're not Muslims praying toward Mecca. And we're not imposter Jewish folk praying toward a Wailing Wall. We're simply keeping the instructions found in the Holy Manuscript. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Also, in pursuing to 1 Timothy 2 and 8 and 1 Kings 8:54, the Bible tells us to spread forth our hands. Also, in pursuing to 1 Corinthians the 11th chapter, men are to uncover their heads and women are to cover their heads when praying or prophesying. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
So let's get her done. All things done decently and in order. Let's eat.
Hallelujah. Ya Bareka Yahweh Veis Merika Ya Yahweh Puna Elika Vikuneka Yasa Yahweh Puna Elika Ve'asem Laka Shalom Ve'asem Laka Shalom Ya Bareka Yahweh Veis Merika Ya Yahweh Puna Elika Vikuneka Yesa Yahweh Puna Elika Ve'asem Laka Shalom Ve'asem Laka Shalom Amen. Hallelujah.
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 Amen. The Most High should bless you and shall keep you, he shall shine his face upon you. He will bless you, he will keep you, and he will give you peace. Amen.
Hallelujah. Heavenly Father, in the name, power, and authority of your only begotten beloved Son, we beseech thee to rain down Ruach HaKodesh, your Holy Spirit, and touch the minds, the hearts, and the souls of everyone listening this holy Shabbat. And give us all a personal encounter with your Ruach HaKodesh, your Holy Spirit, Yahweh El Elyon. We come to you in the name of Ha'adon, the Master, Yahushua Mashiach. We take authority over Satan and all his evil spirits from our position at the right hand of you, Yahweh. Seated above every name that is named, in the power and authority of Ha'adon, the Master, Yahushua Mashiach. Use us as your battle axe and weapons of war to come against an attack, to break the back and bind the strong man powerless over every heathen nation that is oppressing the 12 tribes of Israel this very second. We cast them down and we cast them out through a herd of swine. In the name and the power and the authority of Yahushua Mashiach. And by his mighty and precious blood we pray. Use us as your battle axe and weapons of war. We loosen all your ministering angels of warfare. Send forth your most militant and elite angelic warriors to break the backs and crack the skulls of every ruler of darkness. To break the backs and crack the skulls of every principality over all the worldwide organizations. The 13 bloodlines of the Illuminati. The Rothschild bloodline. The Astor bloodline. The Bundy bloodline, the Collins bloodline, the DuPont bloodline, the Freeman bloodline, the Kennedy bloodline, the Lee bloodline, the Onassis bloodline, the Rockefeller bloodline, the Russell bloodline, the Van Gunn bloodline, and the Merovingian bloodline, the House of Saud over Saudi Arabia, that bloodline, the House of Windsor and the Queen of England, that bloodline, all the popes, Jared Kushner, Henry Kissinger, Robert Gallo, Bill and Melinda Gates, Anthony Fauci, Ayatollah Khomeini, all their bloodlines. We bind all of them powerless. We bind the strong man over every Masonic order and every religion, the Catholic Church and Vatican City, communist empires and godless governments, ISIS, Al-Qaeda, the Taliban, the CIA, MS-13, La Cosa Nostra, the Mafia, every street gang and drug cartel, the Illuminati, the Council of Foreign Relations, the Trilateral Commission, the World Council of Churches, the Americas, every common market nation, Canada and Mexico, every organization that has rituals that are contrary to the word of Yahweh, and the authority, in the name, and the power of Yahushua Mashiach. We take authority over all foul and evil spirits, authorities, princes, kings, powers, world rulers, and the highest and mightiest servants of Satan. We bind them to be powerless. We bind them to be powerless in the mighty name of Yahushua Mashiach, Yahweh, in the authority and the power of the Master Yahushua, the Messiah. We pronounce the judgments written in the scriptures upon these evil and greedy conspirators in and over these worldwide organizations, as it is written down. We ask you, we beg you to bring upon them the judgments found in Psalm 109, that chapter, Psalm 149, that chapter, Revelation 18, that chapter, Yahweh El Elyon, the owner, the creator, and the possessor of all there is, in the name of your only begotten beloved Son. We bring before your throne all the sick in Israel, all who may be plagued in mind, body, or spirit. Your word says whatever we bind on earth is bound in heaven, and whatever we loose on earth is loosed in heaven. We claim authority. We claim power in Yahushua Mashiach, who is seated at your right hand right now. Right now. We loosen all your ministering angels of health. Command them to rain down a healing that is complete, a healing that is understood right now. Use us as your battle axe and weapons of war to come against an attack, to break the back and bind the strong man called the coronavirus and the fear of it that's plaguing the minds of your people. We declare it powerless. We cast it down and we cast it out through a herd of swine. Use us as your battle axe and weapons of war to come against an attack, to break the back bind up every sickness and disease that's afflicting your people this very second. We declare them all powerless. We cast them down and we cast them out to a herd of swine. In the authority, in the power, in the name of Yahushua Mashiach, and by his mighty and precious blood we pray. Yahweh El Elyon, Yahweh Tibaoth, Master of the heavenly armies. We loosen all your ministering angels of warfare. Command them to rain down and crack the skulls of every virus and every sickness that is plaguing your people this very second. Command them to establish and protect the border around your saints. Command them to come against, confound, and put down every sickness and unclean spirit that is in opposition to the well-being of your people. Command them to render a judgment in our favor right now. Right now. Right now. Right now. Right now. Right now. In the name, in the power, in the authority of Yahushua the Messiah. And by his mighty and precious blood we pray. Yahweh El Elyon, Yahweh Yireh. We loosen your ministering angels of provision and blessings. Command them to shower us with the blessings of Abraham, your friend. Command the blessings of Deuteronomy 28 to chase us down and overtake us. Command Ruach HaKodesh to give us a continual overflow of your spirit. Command the fruits, the gifts, and signs of Ruach HaKodesh to chase us down and overtake us. That wherever the sole of our feet tread, we may boldly declare the kingdom of heaven is now. The kingdom of heaven is now. The kingdom of heaven is now. Accept our prayer and accept our petition in the name, power, and authority of Yahushua Mashiach. And by his mighty and precious blood we pray and we declare war on the kingdom of darkness. Hallelujah. 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 Praise the mighty Yahweh. Yeah. Real thing is. Get the spread over in this deal. Yeah. Get it.
Yeah, it's electrifying. All right, let's get to it. So look, what we talking about today is the 8th and final day. A lot of people don't even know that there exists the 8th and final day. A lot of people know now from the class that we did last week. So today we talking about the 8th and final day, which is still a great Shabbat day, but it's the eternal rest that lasts forever and never. Olam, which means forever. It never stops. So we're going to touch a little bit on the 7th day, and then we're going to go into the 8th day today. So that's the whole point for the day. We're going to start this off in the book of Psalms because we have to get an understanding on Yahweh's timing. Yahweh's timing is totally different from human time, period. For as one day with Yah and his divine presence is as 1,000 years. So right now, we're literally in a 1,000-year reign right now. This day is very divine. This is a divine Shabbat day, but it's a day that's greater than this day, and that's the 8th day, which is the whole purpose of Shabbat in the first place. So we're going to get into it. We're going to explain all things. We're going to let the scriptures speak for itself, and we finna eat on the word of Yahweh. Y'all ready? Let's get it. Hallelujah. All right, so look, we're going to start this off. Let me share my screen. We're going to start this off in the book of Psalms. All right, let me share my screen with y'all real quick. And make sure that y'all got a pen and a pad, family, especially the online family. Get y'all a notebook and get y'all a pen and write this stuff down because I'm pretty sure we finna examine some scriptures that y'all ain't never really examined or actually looked and broke down before. So make sure y'all got y'all pens and y'all pads so we can truly learn today. All right, we finna go. Let me share my screen. I'm excited. I'm ready to get to the scriptures. I'm super excited. Hurry up and get there. All right, so we going into the book of Psalms, y'all. We're gonna go into the book of Psalms. That's what we're gonna start this off at, because we gotta understand Yahweh's timing. All right, let me pull y'all up on my phone too. What them phone holders at, big bro? Pull y'all up on my phone the way I can see y'all. That's what I reply. All right, and then we're gonna go in the book of Psalms, and we're going to chapter 90. Book of Psalms, chapter 90, family. Type in some 9s. Let me know that y'all there. I'm going to keep checking in with y'all and make sure y'all get there because I really need y'all to get what we're going over today. It's very, very important. All right, so we in the book of Psalms, chapter 90. Y'all type in some 9s when y'all get there. Shabbat shalom, my brother. All right, Book of Psalms, chapter 90.
Chapter 90.
Yeah, chapter 90, start at verse 1. Again, what we're talking about is that 8th day. I'm gonna talk about the 8th day, but we finna get into it. The 8th day. What is the 8th day? What is Yahweh's ultimate plan? A lot of people don't understand what Yahweh's ultimate plan for Israel is. What is his ultimate plan? What do he plan on doing? Why did he set up the day from 1 through 7? Why is 7 a sanctification day? Why did he hallow it? Why did he make it holy? And what is up with these feast days? And what's up with this great day? What's the whole purpose and point of Yahweh creating man in the first place? These are things that we're going to get into, and you really start understanding what it is when you start reading his divine words and understanding his feast days. All right, let's get it. So we in the Book of Psalms, chapter 90, start at 1.
Master, thou hast been our dwelling place in all generations.
Ooh, come on.
Before the mountains were brought forth, or ever thou hast formed the earth and the world. Even from everlasting to everlasting, thou art our Elohim.
Come on.
Thou turnest man to destruction, and sayest, return, ye children of men.
Verse 4, come on.
For 1,000 years.
See that? For 1,000 years, come on.
In thy sight are but as yesterday.
See that? So according to Yahweh, a 24-hour time frame, human 24 hours here in this physical realm, if you actually spend that divine 24 hours with Yahweh, that is counted as 1,000 years, right? Now, according to the scriptures we finna get into, we are actually in this divine time frame right now, especially according to the book of Jubilees, chapter 2. Like even the highest of angels keep this Shabbat day with us. So right now we are in a 1,000-year reign time frame. All of this is a rehearsal and a practice for when Yahweh truly touched down and we rebuild the kingdom. When he touched down and he come and he teaches us, he restore our languages and stuff like that. He restored the language to be a pure language. Everybody want to talk about this new language, but when you actually get into the scriptures and get into the Hebrew, it's still the language. He just restoring it back to its purity. Right. Still the same Hebrew language. There is no new language that we're getting taught. He's restoring the tongue that we're using now. All right, and we truly need to get an understanding of that. All right, let's keep going. So it says, for 1,000 years in thy sight, or but as yesterday. Come on.
When it is past.
Ooh, come on.
And as a watch in the night.
Come on.
Thou carriest them away as with a flood. They are as asleep. In the morning, they are like grass which groweth up. All right, now let's just get another witness that a day with Yahweh is 1,000 years, and then we get into the lesson.
And the reason why I need to show you this, because we finna be thinking of, anytime I say day, after we get to this next scripture, think 1,000 years. All right, so he deals with 7 days, he deals with 7 weeks, he deals with 7 months, and he deals with 7 years, and he always add a day. Whenever he add a day, he either call it the Jubilee year, he call it the Jubilee, or he call it the great day, or he call it the last and final day. These are all things in the scriptures. I'm not making it up. All right. And notice you never go to day 11 or day 12. Only time you see him saying day 14, day 15 is when he's talking about the moon month. And on the 14th day of the 7th month. You see that? Other than that, you would never hear him going past 7 when he's speaking of solar. He always go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then he restart the count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But when you get deeper into the scriptures, you start seeing the 8th day. What does that mean? And that's what we're going to get into today. So let's go to 2 Peter, book of 2 Peter. We're going to go 2 Peter and we're going to chapter 3 started at 7. 2 Peter chapter 3 and started at 7. And then we get into the lesson. I just need y'all to truly understand that a day with Yahweh is 1,000 years.
Hallelujah.
Yahweh is eternal. So he deals with millenniums. He deals with light years. Like if you eternal and you've been here since the beginning, you wasn't created. You always was and always will be. 24 hours is nothing but a speck of particle of dust to you. It's a particle. It's a dust. So of course he's going to always count things as 1,000 years or millenniums. That's the only way to really keep time. If you have been living, if you live forever, what's the point of counting a minute in a 24 hours? That's a speck of dust. So he do everything by 1,000 years. All right, so we in the book of 2 Peter chapter 3, started at verse 7.
The book of 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 7. But the heavens and the earth, which are now.
Which are what?
Now.
Which are now. We are still under the heavens. What the Adam and Eve was under. Do y'all realize that?
Right.
So look, y'all, if we gonna count this the right way, if we gonna really count this the right way, we're still within the seven. We haven't even reached 7,000 years yet. Do y'all get what I'm saying? Now, according to scripture, on the 7,000 year or the seventh day, we're gonna get the scriptures on it. If we don't know the particular day of the millennium, but on the seventh day is when Christ come back down and we start restoring things, right? That's for 1,000 years. So day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 6, he created man, right? That's 6,000 years. Day 7, he rested, right? But remember, one day with Yahweh is as a 1,000 years. Right. So we're technically still in that 6,000-7,000 year range. Y'all get what I'm saying? Do y'all? So I'm glad you said it. Thank you for speaking up. So for one day is as 1,000 years with Yahweh, right? So day 1 is just technically what they call Sunday. Remember that? In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and then he created that first light. Then that became one day. That was 1,000 years. So we're going to count 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 is when he created man on the 6th day. Then on the 7th day, he rested, right? We are still inside of that day. That never changed. Look, the average man only lived to see what? 70 now? So whenever you think of 1,000 years, it's a millennium reign, think about that as an eternal divine time capsule. It never ends. Y'all get it now? So we still inside of that time frame, and we still haven't. No man have ever lived a day in Yahweh's eyes. No man. Period.
That's right.
So y'all see how long it is. So that's why it don't say 8,000 years. It says as 1,000 years. He just giving you something that you can comprehend your mind behind, because a day with Yahweh is truly eternity. So he trying to give the human mind something that he can calculate. So he say 1,000. But notice it's as 1,000 years. He didn't say it's exact as 1,000 years, because truly 1,000 years with Yahweh is eternity. That's why no man ever lived 1,000 years. Okay. Now you get it now? All right, so let's get it. So technically, we are still inside of that 7,000 years. Because remember, on the 7th day, he sit back and he watched his creation. He's been doing that ever since. We haven't went into the 8th day yet. We're still in the 7,000 years. Inside that 7,000 years, Christ is coming back. Then we go into the 8th great day that he called the final day, eternity. All right, y'all get it?
Boy, that means we only live a few seconds.
Yes, we only live straight up a few seconds according to Yahweh.
Yeah, because if one day to him is 1,000 years.
As 1,000 years.
As 1,000. And the average person live what today?
70. Man, 65, right? 50.
Y'all being gracious.
Man, right. We being right. We being gracious.
His age 25.
Right.
You know what I mean? That means we live seconds.
Ooh.
We probably live seconds, like in the total grand scheme of things.
But which makes sense, big bro, because he always say your life is like grass. It withers away. Yeah, your life is like a vapor. Then he said our life is like dust. Then he said filthy rags. It's like, because it's like this to him. It's like this. So this is the reason why this day is so important, because this is the only day we truly tap into eternity. This is the only day that this happened. It don't happen on day 1. Remember, if you go back to the first lesson we did, it says in the evening and morning was the first day. Day 2, the evening and morning, he put boundaries on every day. When he get to day 7 inside of Genesis chapter 2, he didn't do that. The reason why is because that is a sanctified holy day in Yahweh's eyes. That's 1,000 years. Right now, we are practicing and rehearsing eternity. But what is the point of practicing and rehearsing it? It's for the 8th day. Shabbat day that we live in today, sole purpose is not for today. It's for the 8th day, the day that come after today. Y'all get it? Now we finna get into the scriptures to prove it. So let's get into 2 Peter 3.
You want me to finish?
Yeah, start at 7. 2
Peter 3 and 7. But the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire, against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. Y'all see how he putting a time frame on it? But the heavens and earth, which are now, these are still the same heavens and earth as Adam and Eve. Y'all realize that, right? Yeah. So he's trying to give y'all a time frame because we don't understand divine timing when it comes to God. So he's giving you something to reference. Come on. Verse 8, but beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing.
Now, look, this is how you know he's saying that we don't understand time. Because he just said we are under the same heavens and earth, that Adam got kicked out of paradise to put on. The heavens never changed. There was a world before that. That's why it says in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. They'll multiply and replenish the earth. Right? So he's telling you we're still inside of that 7,000 years time frame. Now he said, beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, because we have all been ignorant of time. We don't understand God's timing. Right. The moment we understand that, then we truly know how important Shabbat is. So, but beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing,
that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years.
Why do we say be not ignorant of that? Because this is a very important thing. Because in order to understand Yahweh and to truly get a time frame, not the actual day he's coming back, what I mean by human day, but to get the actual time frame when Christ's coming back to restore his church, you're going to have to understand millenniums. You have to understand 1,000 years. You have to understand that. Right. Once you truly understand that, then you can be like, okay, I know a day Christ's coming back. He's coming back on the 7th day. Now, do I know the human day? Because a day is as 1,000 years. No, I don't know that particular day. But according to time and prophecies, I can have a sign in the heavens and read the scripture and say, oh, okay, Christ is coming back on his 7th day. I don't know the human particular day, but the divine day, I can say he's coming back on the 7th day. We're going to read it. And then he come back. And he's going, and in this a millennial reign, he restored the kingdom. We build the kingdom. A lot of killing gonna go on. We're gonna have heathens basically taking the corpse and the bodies and getting rid of them, because we ain't gonna touch no corpse or nothing like that. We get restored our language. Then all the spoils get returned to us. And with all the spoils that get returned to us, guess what we doing with all them golds and all of that diamond and all of them crystals? These are the spoils of war that we're gonna build the kingdom with. We never was taught that, but it's straight in the book. So we all think that we just gonna be sitting around while all this stuff just magically appears, while the heavens just come from the heavens and just appear on earth in New Jerusalem. Do y'all realize that we are the ones that's gonna be building New Jerusalem? That's us. That's his righteous elect ones. See that? That's why he say 6 days should you work. Then on the 7th day you don't work, because you have to do work of what? The Most High. Isn't you supposed to do well on the Shabbat day? Well, on our eternal Shabbat day, which is the 7th day of the millennial reign, we're going to be building the kingdom. We're going to be at war. We're going to be repopulating. The 144,000 going to be receiving their swords. It's going to be all types of stuff going down during this millennium Shabbat. Then after that, that's when the true Shabbat, which is the 8th day, come in and we rest for eternity. Y'all get it? All right, let's let the scripture speak then.
And 1,000 years as one day.
Come on.
Verse 9. The Most High is not slack concerning his promise.
What's his promise, Doc?
As some men count slackness, but is long suffering to us, Lord, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance.
Come on, let's keep reading.
Verse 10. But the day of the master will come as a thief in the night.
And the reason why I say that, because a day is 1,000 years, but we count 1,000 years literally as 1 year, 2 years. You don't know which year he coming in the human sense, but we know which day he coming. He coming on the 7th day. Right. This is your millennial reign, but you can't pick that. That's 1,000 years. So it says this day is going to come like a thief in the night. And that's the reason why every day is supposed to be a mirror image of Yahweh's creation. On the first day, he established his light, which is in Christ, always be in Christ. You see that? You see, on the second day, he established, he separated the waters from the waters. That's the separation of your lower divine nature and your higher intellect, or who we call the Lord, the master of the mind. Then on your third day, on the 6th day, is when he created man. This is when your spiritual maturity set in. Then on the 7th day, he sat back and he looked at his perfection. You see that? So you have many different levels and stages of consciousness that you have to reach according to the days of his creation. Come on, Shabbat shalom, brother.
Shabbat shalom. But the day of the Most High will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heaven shall pass away with a great noise.
Ooh, come on.
And the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
Ooh.
The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up.
I wonder what day this is. Come on.
Verse 11. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved.
See that? Seeing then that the heavens and the earth is going to be burnt up. Nuclear war. What are you doing?
The elements shall melt.
The elements going to melt. Your sole purpose here now is to be serving Yahweh, to be rehearsing. Because the reason why he's burning earth in the heavens because he's restoring it. The best way to purify something other than water is by what? Fire.
That's right.
He coming back to purify, to cleanse. Now you're going to get into 7-day cleansing with the priest. You're going to get into 7 days of being born and on the 8th day being circumcised. You're going to get into, man, look, the 8th, look, we finna get into it. You see what I'm saying? It's going to link up. Come on.
Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? All right,
we can stop there right there because we got to come back to it. All right, let's get it. So look, let's actually get into the lesson. I want to go to the book of Exodus, chapter 20. We're going to start at verse 8. We're going to go over Shabbat, just a few scriptures. Then we're going to get truly into this 8th day.
Hallelujah.
All praises. Exodus chapter 20. Y'all make sure y'all writing these scriptures down because y'all going to truly need them for the next lesson. Because the next lesson is simply talking about what goes on inside the millennial reign. What takes place there. A lot of people have been asking, will there be multiple wives in heaven? Or in the everlasting kingdom, or is that just the millennial reign time? What's the whole purpose? So it's a lot of questions that's going to be answered, Yahweh willing, next week during that millennial reign process, because it's a lot of different stages that goes down when Christ touched down. We got 1,000 years, 1,000 years with Christ. Imagine the things that we're going to be learning. Imagine the weapons that we're going to be training with. Imagine restoring that purified language. Imagine the love making and the baby making to reproduce and populate the kingdom that's going to be going on. Imagine we literally have to clean up the whole earth. It makes sense why it's 1,000 years, right? This is a big ass earth. We cleansing the whole earth. You see what I'm saying? So like we're truly rehearsing to go to real school. That's the reason why he gave us Shabbat days and he gave us feast days. All of this is talking about that great and final day. It's preparation. All of it. And we're going to read it. Let's go to Exodus. Book of Exodus, chapter 20, start at 8.
Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
Now, matter of fact, start up from 1, because I want to point out something, that this is the only commandment that he told you must remember. Not saying forget the other ones, but he put an emphasis on remembering this day. Why did he put an emphasis on remembering this day? Because this is the day that usher in eternity. All right, let's get it. Start from 1.
Exodus 20, chapter 20, verse 1.
And
Yah spake all these words, saying, I am the master, thy Elohim, which have brought thee out of the land of Mizraim, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other powers before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Master, the Most High, thy Elohim, am a jealous God.
Right, so we're reading commands. These are commands he's given us. Is he telling us to remember any of these yet? He's commanding us to do these things, right? But when we get to the Sabbath day, he gonna straight say, remember the Shabbat day and keep it holy. Showing you that the Shabbat day is so important that these heathens are gonna do everything to change the day, which they did. They changed it to Sunday, right? They're gonna be doing everything to keep you from remembering it. They're gonna bring you into a rigor bondage. What happened with Moses and them? Remember, Moses was in Egypt, and they came to Moses. They're like, man, we've been working sun up, sun down, 7 days a week, every single day. We haven't got rest. So Moses had to go talk to Pharaoh, like, look, let them get a rest day. Y'all remember that? We're gonna go into that. Come on.
Visiting the iniquities of the Abbas upon the children unto the 3rd and 4th generations of them that hate me.
Come on.
And showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments.
Do what?
And keep my commandments.
Come on.
Thou shalt not take the name of the Master, the Most High, thy Elohim, in vain. For the Master will not hold him guiltless that take his name in vain.
Come on, now look. Verse 8, come on.
Zakar, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
See that? This is the only commandment that he say you better remember it. Don't forget the Shabbat, because if you're not practicing Shabbat, then you're not practicing what? Eternal rest. You're not practicing eternal life. Huh? So that's why he put emphasis on there. Remember the Shabbat day and keep it holy, because we are literally rehearsing eternity right now. In eternity, is you finna be thinking about murdering your brother? No. In eternity, is you finna be thinking about actually reproducing? No. And there's no reproduction after the millennial reign. During the millennial reign is when you do all your sexing to have your babies. That's right. See that? In eternity, is there husband and wives or just brothers and sisters? It's just brothers and sisters. There's no husband and wife in eternity. Y'all see that? So it shows you the mindset you're supposed to be in on this day. This day is solely devoted to Yahweh, solely devoted for the purpose of worship, because that's what's going down in the kingdom of heaven. It's worshiping Yahweh for eternity. All right, come on.
6 days shall I labor.
See that? 6 days shall you do work. 6 days shall you work for the heathens. 6 days shall you work for yourself. 6 days shall you be doing money, bartering and trading. 6 days shall you be fighting Satan, keeping him up off you. 6 days shall you be sacrificing your lower nature. 6 days. That's why Paul said he died daily. But guess what he did on his Shabbat day? He rested. You see that? So we can take this physically or metaphysically, or what they call spiritually. Either way. 6 days shall you labor and do all thy works. Come on.
But the 7th day is the Shabbat of the Master thy Elohim.
You see that? But the 7th day is a rest day. You're resting from the world. You're resting from fleshly lusts. You're resting from your lower self, your fleshly natures and desires. Because through the whole week, you're laboring, fighting, and getting it off you. I rebuke you. I rebuke you. I rebuke you, lust demon. Which is what a lot of our people do, especially young black men. Lust, that be taking hold of us. I rebuke you, lust. I rebuke you, alcoholism. That's another thing that get us. I rebuke you, laziness. So we spending a whole 6 days fighting and laboring for we can be mature enough to enter into his eternal rest on that 7th day. Y'all see that? That's the labor and work. You see that? All right, come on.
In it, thou shalt not do any work.
Come on.
Thou. Nor thy son.
See that? Everybody have to observe this day, because we just read the Lord is not slacking his promise that he wished that none of us perish, but all of us receive the eternal gift of life. He wants all of us to receive everlasting life on that 8th and final great day. So everybody have to rehearse and practice this. So guess who ain't finna be working on this day? You, sons, daughters, not even your cattle. Nothing. Servants, nothing. Because we all have to practice eternal rest. Come on.
Nor thy daughters.
Right.
Thy manservants.
Come on.
Nor thy maidservants.
Come on, brother.
Nor thy cattle.
Look at that. Even the animals have a Shabbat day. Come on.
Nor thy stranger that is within thy gate.
Come on, brother.
For in 6 days the Most High made heaven and earth.
See that? In 6 days he made heavens and earth. In 6 days he made the creation and the servitude for man. And then after he created everything to serve man, he created man. Then man entered into the rest. See that? So technically, we are still in the rest period. Y'all see that? That's why every day is supposed to be a Shabbat. Every day you're supposed to have rest and peace in your mind in Yahushua Mashiach. Every day Christ's supposed to be dwelling in you. Every day you're supposed to be a new creature. Which means why Paul said he did what? He died daily. He sacrificed himself daily. Because we are literally still, Yahweh is in his creation still looking at what he created. Because we never left outside of that 7,000 years. Y'all get it?
Hallelujah.
Right. Come on. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Exodus chapter 20, verse 11 again. For in 6 days the Most High made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is. And rested the 7th day.
He did what on the 7th day?
And rested the 7th day.
Come on.
Wherefore the Master blessed the 7th.
See that? Day. Y'all notice that's the only day that Yahweh blessed. He didn't bless the first day. He didn't bless the second day. He didn't bless none of the days. He did say they was good, but the only day he blessed and sanctified to himself was what? The Shabbat, the 7th day. Come on.
And hallowed it. Verse 12.
Yeah, go ahead and just read it real quick.
Honor thy Abba and thy Ima.
That's right.
That thy days may be long upon the land which the Most High thy Elohim giveth thee.
All right, come on. So we can stop there right there. Let's keep it going. Let's go to Exodus chapter 31. Exodus 31. Exodus chapter 31. We're going to read 12 to 28. Then we're gonna get into some Jubilees. It's just a little small recap.
Hallelujah.
We got about 45 minutes of recapping, and then it's getting to the 8th day. Exodus chapter 31, we starting it at 12.
Amen.
Exodus chapter 31, verse 12.
Let's get it.
And Yah spake unto Moshe, saying, Speak thou also unto the children of Israel, saying, Verily, my Sabbath ye shall keep.
You hear that? Verily means truly. This is a straight command. He's not asking you. He's not telling you if you don't, that it's all good. He's saying, verily, my Sabbaths, my Shabbats, ye shall keep. This is a command to keep his Sabbath days. Whether we talking solar Sabbaths or whether we talking lunar Sabbath.
That's right.
Whether we talking 7-day consecutive Sabbaths or whether we talking feast days. He count all these days as appointments, and all his appointments are called Shabbats.
Hallelujah.
Come on.
For it is a sign.
For it is a what?
For it is a sign between me and you throughout your generations.
You see that? So the Sabbath day is a sign between Yahweh and his chosen seeds. So the only way that the people in the other nations and Yahweh to know that we are his is by what? Us keeping his Sabbath day. Period. Period. Come on.
That ye may know that I am the master that doeth sanctify you.
See that? So the Shabbat day is what cleanses us. The Shabbat day is what separates us. The Shabbat day is what sanctifies us. Come on.
Ye shall keep the Shabbat, therefore, for it is holy unto you.
You see that? So the Shabbat is holy unto you. Y'all know what holy means? It means sanctified, cleansed, prepared, set apart.
Set apart.
Set apart. So his Shabbat is what makes us set apart. Us keeping the Shabbat is what makes us set apart because it makes us eternal. You see that? It's the only day we got to tap into eternity. This is what separates us. It's what separates the man from the boys right here. The righteous from the unrighteous. The ready, ripe fruit to be picked from the harvest, from the tares that ain't ready to truly be harvested. You can't harvest tares. Got to burn them down. I mean, you can pick them up and harvest them, but I mean, you can't do nothing with them.
Burn them. You
got to burn them. See that? So this shows his divine separation. His Shabbat does. So everybody in here right now that's observing this day is in eternity, and we in the Most High straight looking out and saying, these are my people. These are my people right now. Dang, look at my people on my day being devoted to me. Then he looking down the street and he like, these Negroes is shopping at Gen X and doing all other type of things on my day. These are not my people. You see that? This is his way of looking and drawing a red line and separation on who is his and who ain't his. Come on.
Everyone that defileth it shall surely be put to death.
So if you defile the Shabbat day, he said you shall be put to what?
Death.
See that? This in a physical form. Imagine being put to death in eternity. Remember, he said, fear not the one that can kill the body, but you better fear the one that can kill the body and the soul. So now Christ is coming back and he putting people to death spiritually. This is how important this Shabbat day is. Come on.
For whosoever doeth any work therein, that soul,
that person,
that soul,
that individual,
that soul.
Why would he say soul? It show you that this is eternal and internal, both of them. This show you that he's talking about the spiritual nature of man. Come on.
Shall be cut off from among his people.
Come on.
6 days may work be done.
See that? Now he's going back into it again. 6 days shall work be done. Come on.
But in the 7th is the Shabbat of rest. Holy to the Most High.
Come on.
Whosoever doeth any work in the Sabbath day, he shall surely be put to death.
Let's read 16.
Wherefore the children of Israel shall keep the Sabbath, to observe the Sabbath.
Come on.
Throughout their generations.
Throughout their generations. Do generations stop? No, unless he eradicates your. He didn't did that before. We eradicate a whole bloodline of people. Whole generation just disappeared. Yeah. But I see Negroes everywhere. So this generation is still alive and thriving. So that means to keep the Sabbath throughout the generation, meaning we still have to keep them to this very day. Come on.
For a perpetual covenant.
Perpetual means olam, if you look it up. That means forever and ever, eternal, everlasting covenant. All right? So since we got that down and we understand what that means, let's truly get into what the Shabbat is and what we're doing on this day in the metaphysical realm, in the spiritual realm. So we're going to go to the book of Jubilees. Whoever reading, can y'all pull out the book of Jubilees? It's in my backpack. Oh, you can actually pull it up? All right, because I got my book if you can't. Just let me know. We're going into the book of Jubilees, and we're going to chapter 2. I'm pulling up on the screen for those that ain't got it. Book of Jubilees, chapter 2. If y'all really want to read through the book of Jubilees, just turn your phones on and go to the lesson because it's appearing on the screen. If not, just listen to what it's talking about. All right, we in the book of Jubilees, chapter 2, and we're going to start it at 16. Hey, y'all be quiet. We don't need to be hearing none of y'all talking. Yep, book of Jubilees, chapter 2. Let me know if y'all can see my screen. Type in some 9s. Online family. Book of Jubilees, chapter 2. We're going to start it at 16. Let me blow it up for y'all, too. Let me know if that's big enough, y'all. Online. I think that's big enough. And if you can, since it's so long, y'all, Ellie, since it's so long, read it slow. That way I can keep up with your words. All right, type in some 9s, family, if y'all can see this. Let me know if y'all can see it, and then we can get this going. Book of Jubilees. We in chapter 2. We start at verse 16.
Jubilees chapter 2, verse 16.
How I look on the phone, y'all? Is it big enough? All right, let's get it.
And he finished all his work on the 6th day.
See that? It's lining with the scriptures. So when he finished all his works on the 6th day, come on.
All that is in the heavens and on the earth.
Come on.
And in the seas. And in the abysses.
Come on.
And in the light. And in the darkness. And in everything.
This day he actually finished all his works, right? Now look, let's get deep into this because it's going to get deep. Verse 17.
And he gave us a great sign.
And he gave us the great sign. What is Isaiah? Get up here and sit down. I'm a bomb on you. Keep him in check. Sit right by Yahshua. I've been out here nothing else. You allowed a bomb on him too. All right, let's get it.
And he gave us a great sign.
And he gave us a what?
A great sign.
What is that great sign?
The Sabbath day.
See that? So the Sabbath day is a covenant. The Sabbath day is a perpetual covenant. The Sabbath day is a sign. The Sabbath day is a feast day. The Sabbath day is a holy day. The Sabbath day is an eternal day of rest. The Sabbath day means peace. It means completeness. Man, this is a great day. We most definitely need to be observing it, right? Come on, it gets deeper. And look, that's the only commandment that says remember. Come on.
That we should work 6 days. But keep Sabbath on the 7th day from all work.
Come on, hold on. Let me get back to it. Verse 18. What that say?
And all the angels of the presence.
So in all the angels of the presence. So even the angels that's in the heavens and the angels that's down here called guardian angels, according to the book of Psalms, that come out and that's in charge of us, that make sure that we ain't doing stupid stuff, or we driving and the car passes and hit us and we make it about this much of our life and that was a close one. Yeah, you have guardian angels. So even the angels in heaven and the angels here on earth, come on.
And all the angels of sanctification.
Even the angels of sanctification are talking about these purified angels. Come on.
These 2 great classes.
So these is talking about the highest of angels. So even the highest of angels that Yahweh created, come on.
He hath bidden us to keep the Shabbat.
So he bidden even the angels in the heavens, the highest angels of the 2 great classifications of angels that he created to keep his Shabbat. So we are keeping Shabbat with who, y'all? The angels and the classes. Ooh, our heavenly family. That is dope. Come on.
To keep the Shabbat with him in heaven.
Oh, hold on. So we not only keeping the Shabbat, but since we in divine time and we keeping Shabbat where? In the what? In the heaven. And where else?
And on earth.
So right now we are literally multi-dimensional right now. That is hard.
Parallel realms.
We in parallel realms keeping Shabbat right now. Parallel realms. Look. Time stop. Right now we have entered into eternity. Now look, let's just read that again from verse 18 to make sure we ain't read it wrong. Because I know people like, y'all read that wrong. No, it says it. Verse 18 again, Mikha'el.
And all the angels of the presence. And all the angels of sanctification.
All the angels of sanctification. The sanctification angels are what you would call his myriads. And what they do is they sanctify themselves by dipping their tongues into a river of fire in the heavens every day to get the Holy Spirit on their tongue. So the sanctification angels are angels of ministry. These are angels that literally dip their tongues. They call myriads of angels. Every myriad is 10,000 angels. 10,000 times 10,000 times 10,000. So he talking about them. So look, it's millions of angels keeping Shabbat, y'all, because it's a commandment. This commandment is not just for the earthlings. You know?
The grounders.
Yeah, it's not just for the grounders on the hundreds. Yeah. Hand on the mic. Where the mic at? The question mic.
All right, so Isaiah chapter 6, right? You know, when Isaiah had did this stuff, he put that coal on his tongue.
You talking about when the seraphims, twain covered his face, twain covered his feet with the wings they did fly. And then he said he looked and he marveled. And it said that he felt like he wasn't supposed to be there or see the vision. It says because he had a tongue that was defiled. So what happened was Yahweh put a hot coal of fire on his tongue and baptized his tongue and gave him the Holy Spirit. Same way that happens. It's a mirror image of what the angels do in the heavens when they dip their tongue into the river of fire. Exactly.
He got it.
He got it. All praise. All right, let's get that 18 again. One more time for him.
You want me to start back at the front or
start back at the front from 18?
And all the angels of the presence. And all the angels of sanctification.
Come on.
These two great classes. He hath bidden us to keep the Shabbat with him.
Oh, come on.
In heaven.
Come on.
And on earth.
All right. So look, we're actually keeping the Shabbat in divine timing right now. Multi-dimensional. Verse 19. It gets deeper.
And he said unto us, behold, I will separate unto myself a people from among all the people.
Hold on. Look, we have to listen up here because this is very important. So the way he separates his people from everybody else is by a divine sign, is by a perpetual covenant, is by a holy feast day, which is what, y'all? The Shabbat. That's the only way that we're separate. Y'all get that, right? That's deep. All right, so it says, and he said unto us what?
And he said unto us, behold, I will separate unto myself a people from among all the peoples, and these shall keep the Sabbath day.
You see that? So the only way that we know that we separate is that we keeping the Sabbath day. Come on.
And I will sanctify them unto myself as my people.
You see that? So the only way we get sanctified onto him is by what?
Observing the Shabbat.
Observing the Shabbat. Do y'all understand how important this day is?
That's right.
This is the most important day of eternity. Because it's eternal. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. You cannot enter into his rest unless you rehearse his rest. And his rest day is what? The Shabbat day.
Hallelujah.
Makes a lot of sense. All right, let's get it. Look, it keeps going. All right, let's read. Let's finish 19 real fast. Come on.
And will bless them.
Hold on. So not only will he sanctify us, but he will bless us. Just the same way he sanctified the seventh day, he hallowed the seventh day, and he blessed the seventh day. For you actually following this seventh day, you get sanctified, you get hallowed, and you get blessed.
Hallelujah.
Come on.
As I have sanctified the Sabbath day, and do sanctify it unto myself.
Unto who?
Unto myself.
Come on.
Even so will I bless them.
Come on.
And they shall be my people.
So we only being his people based upon what? The Shabbat. Hey, that's deep, man. Do y'all realize that? Do y'all realize how deep that is? We just think we his people because we got melanin. We think we Israelites because we special and because we was the few and no. We straight his people because the observance of his perfectional day, which is the Shabbat day. That is his sign, oath, and covenant to us. You know how you have something called a marriage token in Greek? If you marry your woman, you give her a ring for a token of marriage. In Hebrew, we give her earrings and we give her a bracelet or we give her a nose jewel. You see that? When you get into Africans, you give her a tattoo on her face. These are called tokens of marriage. Well, guess what our token of marriage to Yahweh is? The Shabbat. That's your marriage ring. That's your nose ring. That's your bracelet. and that's your taboo facial tattoo. According to him, is observing the Shabbat. That is your token of marriage, entering into his blood sacrifice and covenant. That's deep. So if you're not keeping the Shabbat, you're saying you're not married to Christ.
That's right.
Ooh-wee. Boy, that's deep.
So you saying like, no matter if you born of the seed of Abraham, if you're not entering into the Shabbat or obeying his moedim,
you're not a seed of Abraham.
Makes sense. Because you do that. Go ahead.
Oh, like in Romans chapter 9, when he was like,
I'm going to that.
Okay.
Don't do it. You on point though. You on point. I'm going to that.
Sounds like the consummation chamber.
Yeah. Yes. Boy, that's deep. The Shabbat is his consummation chamber. Boy, that's deep. The token of marriage. That's deep. Right now, we are straight in we have an intimacy with our God in it for eternity. Can y'all imagine that? A spiritual divine intimacy, you building a personal relationship with the Father Creator for eternity. Ooh.
And if you like are not intimate with like going to work or going grocery shopping,
cheating on
them. You cheating on them. That's adultery. Boy, that's adultery. Boy.
Another woman.
Ooh, that's deep.
That ain't your woman. That's what it is.
Yeah, you going on.
Yeah.
Smoothly.
All right, let's get it.
And they shall be my people. I will be their Elohim.
Come on, hold on. Let me get to it. Oh yeah, you did. You had a precept real quick.
Yeah, so y'all write this down. Ezekiel chapter 20. Are you going there?
Yeah, don't do that right now.
All right, don't worry about that though.
Yeah, that's on there. That's most definitely on my paper. All right, let's get it.
You gotta get warnings from y'all.
All right, let's get it, y'all. We in verse 20.
Jubilees chapter 2, verse 20. And I have chosen the seed of Yaakov from amongst all that I have seen, and have written him down as my firstborn son, and have sanctified him unto myself.
Read slower if I can catch up.
Sorry about that.
Come on. Myself
forever.
Do this again. Start it from 20 again. That way they can just keep up and read it. I don't want them thinking we making up nothing.
And I have chosen the seed of Yaakov from amongst all that I have seen.
Right.
And have written him down as my firstborn bond.
Come on.
And I sanctified him unto myself forever and ever.
Ooh.
And I will teach them the Sabbath day.
You see that? So look, his whole purpose, he like, look, I chose him, I sanctified him with a spiritual sign and covenant, which is a Shabbat. That is our marriage token. And for that, I'm going to teach him how to keep Shabbat correctly. Notice it's not talking about nothing else though. Like all of us being his people, all of it, why he chose us, why he loved us was all predicated upon a Shabbat day. So how significant is the Shabbat then? This must be one of the most important things to talk about. Is the Shabbat, if this is the sign that we as his people, if this is the peace and his eternal rest day, if this was going to enter us in the eternal kingdom, that means Shabbat is one of the most important things inside of his creation, not only in his creation, but to teach us, because this is our only way into eternal rest. Do y'all get how important this day is? Man, hey, this is some heavy daggers, because we just thought Shabbat day, when we all, Shabbat day was made for the man was made for the Shabbat. You know what I'm saying? We use different sayings that make Shabbat just sound so whack, or you can just do whatever on this day, or you can't be worse than an infidel. You got to feed your family. So if you on Saturdays, you better work them. It's like, nah, player, this is dealing with my eternal soul here. A 9 to 5 and getting kicked out my job and getting fired by a white man, or getting kicked out of the kingdom of heaven into the lake of fire for eternity. We finna have to do the weight of your matters here. And it ain't finna be no damn job. It ain't gonna be no job. Y'all get how important this is? This is important. We're dealing with eternity, where your soul go forever. Can y'all even contemplate what forever is? I can't. I just know it's no beginning to end to it.
That's about good enough.
You see what I'm saying? I can't. I be trying to meditate on it. My brain start hurting. All right, come on with it.
And I will teach them the Sabbath day, that they may keep the Sabbath day thereon from all work.
See that? From all work. This is not today to be clocking in. This, if you clocking in, this is very, very sinful. You might as well clock out. You are clocking out eternally. You see that? This is a day that he sanctified it, he hallowed it, and he blessed it for us. For he can show us what eternity feel like. And it's like he did that because he knew Adam and Eve was supposed to live for eternity. But Satan, he had to slither in. He like, I got to get this Negro to sin before Shabbat come in. Because if he enter into eternal rest in paradise, I can't stop him. That's it. That's it. Man, I wish that he wouldn't. Man, yo, we wouldn't have to be fighting, dealing with 6 days of working. We wouldn't have to be doing none of this, trying to combat lust and alcoholism. And I'm speaking of all my own personal sins that I done did in the past. I wouldn't have to go through none of that. Man. But we go into a day where he said, there shall be no more curse. He's going to wipe all the tears away. We won't remember none of the former things. That's in it, that 8th day, though. We have to make it to the 8th day. But in order to get from 6 to 8, you got to go through what? 7, which is the what? Shabbat. Oh, man. Come on, brother. Verse 21.
2, verse 21.
Is y'all getting some understanding, overstanding? Praise. Online, are y'all understanding everything we talking about? If y'all do, type in some 7s. All right, come on, brother.
7.
And thus he created therein a sign in accordance.
Hold on. Look, so he chose us off the sign in accordance to teach us the sign and holy oath and the potential covenant, just to show us that he created another sign in accordance. All this is based on what though? The Shabbat. Shabbat is way, way more important than what we thought it was, huh? I mean, personally, I didn't know it was this deep. I was taught, hey, you got a job, get that check. You know what I'm saying? He'll forgive you. He understand your heart. He know your heart. Yeah, he do. Yeah. I was taught that you can lay down with your woman on the Shabbat. I was taught, hey, for real, like once you really get into the true teachings of what the Sabbath is, we have been sadly mistaken. This is a great, sanctified, set-apart day. And it's teaching us about the 8th day. So let's hurry up before we get to the 8th day, because that's what I'm trying to get to for real. Man, that 8th day is something else, boy. Come on with it.
And thus he created therein a sign in accordance with which they should keep Sabbath.
There it go again, man. Come on.
With us.
With who?
With us.
With who?
With us.
See that Yahweh created a day that we can actually feast and be intimate with him. Oh, that is deep. Come on.
On the 7th day.
On the what?
On the 7th day.
To do what?
To eat.
Hold on. So not only that, so today we eating with Yahweh and we doing what?
And to drink.
And we're feasting with Yahweh. This is do y'all understand what goes on the dinner table? This is the best way to actually get to know somebody. Let me take you out to eat.
Yeah.
Let me take you out there. Let me get to know you. Yeah, let me take you out to eat.
That, though. That's why feast day.
So that's why he created feast day.
Our people love
well,
that.
we get to feast and eat and drink with Yahweh every 7th day.
Oh, like when you say like you're not even gonna remember it. Who would want to remember it?
All this pain. You know what I'm saying? Imagine being in the kingdom and remembering that was your wife. You know what I'm saying? How when you supposed to be brothers and sisters in the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? So we will imagine being in the kingdom and remembering such and such that didn't make it. You know what I'm saying? What about grandma that went to the lake of fire? Well, you be in the kingdom depressed as hell.
For real.
That's why we got to forget all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? He's straight finna make us new. But we have to make it to that 8th day. Come on.
And to bless him, who has created all things, as he has blessed and sanctified unto himself.
Hold on. Blessed and sanctified unto himself what?
A peculiar people.
So now he just told you the main reason for his Shabbat. He said, I blessed you and sanctify you for you to worship me on this day. So this is a perpetual day of worshiping, because that's what you're going to be doing for eternity in the kingdom. Just like the 24 elders, all they do all day is holies of holies of holies. The 4 creatures, all they do all day is bow down to Yahweh and holies of holies of holies. That's what we're going to be doing for eternity. So Shabbat, when it's talking about rest, it means peace from sin, for you can be able to worship your God. This is a day of worship. Period. Come on.
Unto himself, a peculiar people.
Uh-huh.
Above all people.
Come on.
In that day should keep Sabbath together with us.
See that? So this is what makes us peculiar and above everybody else. Guess what? On this day, we do something way different from you. This make me above you. This make me peculiar. This make me special. This make me sanctified. This is what truly makes me an Israelite. This is the belief that changed my biology, that gave me the covenant blood, all sanctified off of this specific day that we talking about right now. Hey, that's deep. That lets you know that this day must be important and divine. All of this is based and predicated upon one day. I need to do some more studying about this day then. Straight up. Come on.
Verse 22. And he caused his commandments to ascend as a sweet savior, acceptable before him all the days.
All right, we can stop there right there. Let's keep going. Because it keeps going into the Shabbat. It goes deeper and deeper, but I need the rest of this for the next lesson on next Shabbat. So now, do we understand how important the Shabbat is so far? Do we understand how important the seventh day is? Can I can't hear y'all. Amen. Hallelujah.
I think they need a quiz, Jackie.
Yeah, I'll show.
Now I'm gonna give you the quiz. I'm gonna give you the quiz when we get to the 8th day. All right, now look, let's keep it going. Let's go into the book of Jasher. Let's go into the book of Jasher. The book of Jasher. Do you got the book of Jasher? It's in my bag. Got it. Yes. Boy, you got everything on that phone, don't you, boy? Hey, you loaded up, ain't you? Oh man.
Old time ain't panicking.
All right, so look, we in the book of Jasher. We pulling this up on the screen too. We in the book of Jasher, chapter 70, y'all. Book of Jasher, chapter 70. Let me show you how important this day is. Let me show you how when you in bondage to Satan, how his whole thing is to keep you from entering into this 7th-day rest. That's his whole purpose. Just the same way he kept Adam from entering into the 7th-day rest, the same way he kept Eve. Hey, y'all listen up and be quiet. Y'all gonna have, especially children, y'all gonna have y'all noses against the wall all day. The same way that he stopped Eve from entering into the eternal rest, that 7th-day Sabbath in paradise, is the same thing he tried to do to us by keeping us in bondage to sin, or keeping us in bondage to the heathen, keeping us in bondage to occupations at your workspace. You see that? And then we have the nerve to brag on how many hours we get a week. Well, I worked about 50 hours. You bragging on slavery? You bragging on being in bondage? You're bragging on breaking his Shabbat? Huh? Yeah, that check gonna be looking good. I worked about 72 hours. His soul gonna be, boy, broke in a mug. You see that? So look,
still ain't big enough.
Let's read. We in Jasher chapter 70. The book of Jasher chapter 70. Let me get there real quick. All right, and let's see what it's talking about. Let me blow this up too. Hey, y'all, I'm gonna need you to read a little slower though. Because the sentences are the verses are so long that they real little, so I gotta blow them up. So it's only showing half verses, so I need to scroll along. Nehemiah, you got it? Nehemiah, I need you to read slow for me, brother.
And we at 70, starting at verse 1?
Yep, starting at verse 1. Matter of fact, no, that's gonna be too much. Let's start at verse 34. Let's start at verse 34.
Oh, you put it down on
yeah, that way we can get to this 8th day. All right, let's get it.
Moses and
This is one of your favorites right here, man. Let's get it. So look, we in the book of Jasher, chapter 70. We started at 34. Let's see how important this day is and why we supposed to be worshiping on this day and observing this day. Let's get it.
All right. Jasher, chapter 7, verse 34. And he daily went forth and came into the land of Goshen, where his brethren, the children of Israel, were. And Moses saw them daily in shortness of breath and hard labor. So
Moses went out and he looking and he seeing the slaves, which is us, working. And we working sun up to sundown on no off days. And we just all beat up, out of breath, just full of labor. But we got scriptures that says 6 days ye shall work, but on the 7th you shall observe my Shabbat. You see that? Shalom, shalom, my brother. All right. Now check this out. Let's keep going. Verse 35. Hold on. It just crapped out on me. Verse 35. Let me blow it up. Hold on. I don't know what just happened.
We all good. So look what y'all seeing. I just want to kind of give y'all a time frame. This is before Mount Sinai.
Yes, this is before Mount Sinai.
This is before we exodus out of Egypt.
But this lets you know too that there's always been a perpetual what? Shabbat. Because he hallowed and he sanctified the seventh day in the beginning. You see that? Even in captivity, we still supposed to be keeping it. Yes. Oh, Abraham most definitely kept the Shabbat. All of them. Shem, Methuselah. This is from the beginning of creation.
Yeah. And this is what is hard about it, because like I be thinking like getting taught this and stuff.
Passing the mic.
Well, Malak, you went to sleep with your eyes open.
Getting taught this, right? You know how Abraham basically was taught by Shem for a long time and stuff like that. And it's just crazy because, like, like the Chinese movie, you got the sensei.
Yeah, teaching.
You teach the children, you be like, you learn good, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, this is how it feels. Like,
that's exactly what happened. So since the beginning, we have to understand it's something called oral tradition, where the law was given orally since the beginning of time and passed down. Then when you get into Mount Sinai, then we start seeing things get engraved on stones, and we start seeing goat skin and stuff like, and seeing scriptures and scrolls. But before then, it always was a perpetual law. It's called the law of Melchizedek, the order of Melchizedek, where the law was given. The law was given way before the Mount Sinai. You see what I'm saying? So it was already a Shabbat. It was already thou shalt not kill. That's why Cain got punished for murdering his brother. You see that? There was still a sacrificial law, because if you go to Genesis 4:18, you see them giving up sacrifices. Cain and Abel actually giving up sacrifice. So all of these things was still in the earth before we was actually given commandments on Sinai. Sinai was literally a reteaching of the Melchizedek commandments.
Okay.
So it's never
different, like it's a physical now.
Yeah, there's really no such thing as the order of Aaron. Aaron was just showing us the physical implication of the law, of the divine law that's been given to us by Yahweh since the beginning of creation. Exactly. All praise.
And that was understood also in the time of David, because that's how David, when you get to Psalms 110, now mind you, this is hundreds of years past Mount Sinai. This is us going into the land, building, and being established, right? David understood when he said, thou should be a priest forever under the order of what? Melchizedek, right? So he understood that this order had already been in the earth.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? So what we have to do is Aaron is just the person that he put in place to officiate his office. But like you said, it never changed.
It never changed. All Aaron did was, okay, all right, Yahweh, they've been tripping, they done fell off, they done been in captivity, they done forgot your laws. So what Yahweh did was he said, okay, Moses and Aharon, Moshe and Aharon, they're going to have to go back to school. You see that? So I got to put them under a schoolmaster to reteach them my divine commandments that I had created in the beginning in the first place. So then they called it the Mosaic law, or we going under the rod of Aharon and Moshe. And then they say Moshe was the law giver. Well, actually, Moshe was the law provider. The law was given to us by Christ. You see what I'm saying? So that was the schoolmaster. Him going to the mountain in Mount Sinai was him in the principal's office. And that's what it was. And he breaking them down, giving them all the literature to go tell the rest of the students. Now we have something called the Bible and the commandments from that. It never changed. So his Shabbat been perpetual and eternal since the beginning. All right. Remember the Sabbath day. That's exactly. All right, let's keep it going. Verse 35.
So everybody know where we at. We're in Jasher, chapter 70. We're going to be at verse 35. If you don't have a book, just watch us online. You can see it. Shalom, bro.
Shalom, brother. I read slow too, for they can scroll with me. Let's get it.
Gotcha. And Moses asked them, saying,
y'all listen up.
And Moses asked them, saying, wherefore is the labor met out unto you day by day? He's
saying that. So Moses basically asking them, okay, I see y'all working. When is y'all off day? I see you working sun up to sun down. When is your off day? What verse was that?
35.
I don't know why this computer keep doing that. Let's blow it up again. Yeah, probably.
So we're in Jasher chapter 70, verse 36.
All right, let's get it.
And they told him all that had befallen them, and all the injunctions which Pharaoh had put upon them before his birth.
You see that? So they talking and they telling Moses, man, before you was even born, we've been working like this. We've been working with rigor. We've been working sun up to sun down, not able to breathe. sweating, being in the coal mines. He said this law was given before you was gone. Hey, little hammerhead, man. All right, come on.
And they told him all the counsels which Balaam, the son of Beor, had counseled against them.
Come on.
And what we had also counseled against him in order to slay him.
Come on.
When he had taken the king's crown from off his head.
Come on.
And when Moses heard these things, his anger was kindled against Balaam.
Because he like, dang, y'all people working sun up to sundown. Y'all don't have no break. Now you get why it's important. 6 days ye shall work, but the 7th day is a rest day unto Yahweh. Come on.
And he sought to kill him. And he was in ambush for him day by day.
Come on.
And Balaam was afraid of Moses.
Dang, you keep doing it.
Right, hold on.
What were you
saying?
saying?
39. Just started at 39.
All right, let's get it.
And Balaam was afraid of Moses. And he and his 2 sons rose up and went forth from Egypt.
Uh-huh.
And they fled and delivered their souls and betook themselves in the land of Cush. Kichanias, king of Cush.
Come on.
So we're in Africa still.
Yeah, now.
You understand where we at?
Now Moses, he cool, he ain't good with the Pharaoh. Remember that. So Moses is finna go ask, he like, hey, why is these people working sun up to sundown and don't have no break? All right, not only is they dealing with sin sun up to sundown, because you know Hashatan don't have no days off. He work on the Shabbat. You know what I'm saying? So not only is they dealing with sin from sun up to sundown, but they working rigor. I mean, sun up to sundown, back breaking labor. They building all types of stuff, building sphinx, helping build all types of pyramids, building Pharaoh's seats. I mean, they building. And don't get it right. It's hot over there. It's hot. You in Egypt.
No AC.
No, now imagine that. And you don't get no day off. So Moses looking, he like, dang, you know what I'm saying? My people, basically. Come on.
Verse 40. And Moses was in the king's house, going out and coming in.
Come on.
The Most High gave him favor in the eyes of Pharaoh.
Come on.
And in the eyes of all his servants. And in the eyes of all the people of Egypt. And they loved Moses exceedingly.
Because Moses was looking out for the people. He was the mouthpiece between them. You know what I'm saying? Now check this out. This is what Moses did. Because remember, the law is still in effect. We just not keeping the law due to being in bondage. So the law said, remember the Sabbath and keep it holy. Because he knew that we was going to go through slavery. Do y'all realize we've been enslaved to every nation on planet Earth? Through all of these. So each time we go into slavery, we end up learning the ways of their gods and their culture. So we have to remember the Sabbath no matter where we at. That's the whole point. He put the remembrance in front of it. Come on.
And then also notice he's setting the stage for Moses to be the great man that he will become.
Yeah.
He said he had favor not only in the eyes of Pharaoh, but also his people and the Egyptians.
Yeah.
So when Moses came to do the mighty works that he did, Moses wasn't no little poop but that they ain't never heard of. This was a man that was well renowned in Egypt. So it made, when he brought that word of the Most High, well, that word hit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, so we're at 41.
Come on.
And the day arrived when Moses went to Goshen to see his brother, that he saw the children of Israel and their burdens and hard labor.
Come on.
And Moses was grieved on their account.
Now check this out, y'all. How much hard labor it gotta be for you to be in a higher place, you know what I'm saying, upper echelon, right? And then you go down into the work pits or the work fields and you see people working so hard that you grieve by it. Man, imagine we probably was getting whipped with whips and kicked all up our butts. Get back to work. People falling out and dying just from, you know what I'm saying, from the rigorous training of working. So imagine how bad that had to look, or how much we was getting whooped on by Satan for Moses. You know what I'm saying? He not even established who he is at this point for real, to be looking at the people in the work pits and they working so bad that he feel ashamed enough and grieved enough. He finna go holler at Moses for we can get the 7th day off. Pharaoh for we can get the 7th day off. Man, we must have been working, boy. Come on.
Verse 42.
Dang, hold on. I did it again. It is my fingers. This deal sensitive. All right, verse 42. Let's get it.
And not only that, though, y'all, where he came and saw the actions from them working and stuff like that. You also can see in a person's face.
Yeah.
You know,
that's going through something.
You know, you can also see in their face how their mannerism is, if they're walking upright or not. You can tell. You know what I'm saying? And whatnot. So he have to be aware of that because he's a king, he's a prince, and everybody around him is walking. You know what I'm saying? Like they all.
Yeah, he probably like you kill everybody. We ain't got nobody build each.
Right. Yeah. Well, it sounds like this brother who was teaching last night was talking about compassion.
Yeah, that Moses had compassion. He did.
On his people.
Yeah.
I heard that in some class.
But peep this though. So imagine that way. This is the same way that we struggle and fight with Satan and labor and battle and fight with Satan all day. So even though it's physical, we can't forget the spiritual aspect of what we're talking about here. All right, let's get it.
Verse 42. And Moses returned to Egypt and came to the house of Pharaoh and came before the king. And Moses bowed down before the king.
All right, come on.
And Moses said unto Pharaoh, I pray thee, my Lord, I have come to seek a small request from you.
He say a small request. Come on.
Turn not away my face empty.
Come on.
And Pharaoh said unto him, speak.
Come on.
And Moses said unto Pharaoh, let there be given unto thy servants, the children of Israel who are in Goshen, one day to rest therein from their labor. See that? So the Most High always looked out for us and gave us a way out to still observe his day, but we can still have that marriage token and that perpetual covenant that show that we are assigned and we as people. And no matter where we at, he always gave us a way to keep his Shabbat. So there should never be an excuse that you can't keep the Shabbat. There should never be an excuse. You see that? Because he always find a way and give you that day for you can't enter into that rest. Because we have to rehearse eternity for us to actually be in eternity. Right. Come on. So this also proves, and mark this in your notes, because people actually say, and other people teach, that you can't keep the Shabbat in captivity. This is captivity. Yes. Shabbat is being observed. Come on. All right. 45. And the king answered Moses and said, behold, I have lifted up thy face in the thing to grant thy request. So he granted it. So he finna get on one day. Come on. And Pharaoh ordered the proclamation to be issued throughout Egypt and Goshen, saying, to you, all the children of Israel. Look at God. Thus say the king, for 6 days you shall do your work and labor. And on the 7th day you shall rest. Ain't that crazy? And then line is straight up with the commands in the first place. Come on. And shall not perform any work. Come on. Thus shall you do all the days as the king and Moses, son of Bethiah, have commanded. Come on. And Moses rejoiced at this thing which the king had granted to him. And all the children of Israel did as Moses ordered them. Come on. For this thing was from Yahweh. You see that? So this was from Yahweh anyway. Because remember, the only way that he established that he has a people is by way of his Shabbat. We working on his Shabbat. He like, hold on, I got to get this back right. So he sent the spirit upon Moses, gave him the spirit of compassion. Not only did he do that, but he loosened the Pharaoh's heart and he granted that petition for us to start keeping the Shabbat. In their eyes, they don't even know this is a Shabbat. You see that? This is how beautiful Yahweh is. Come on. And then remember what Yah keeps teaching y'all is that the Most High is preparing his people for to rest. Become his people again. Exactly. Keeping the covenant that he gave to Abraham, but he preparing his bride to be with him. Yes. And rest. So let me get this Shabbat. Let me set that up. And then when Moses do flee later on in timeline, and then go and meet the Most High at the bush, he said, I heard the cries of my people. Yeah. I made them my people again. I made them my people again. Yeah. See?
Yeah.
I made them my people again, so let me give them rest.
All
right, let's read this off, and then we're going to get to this 8th day. Come on.
All right, we'll read that 49 again.
Yep.
For this thing was from the Most High to the children of Israel. For Yahweh had begun to remember the children of Israel to save them for the sake of their power.
All right, let's stop there right there. Now look, now it's finna get deep. Let's get into the Bible, and we finna get into this 8th day. All right, do anybody know about the 8th day? The significance of it? Why we ain't never been taught about the 8th day? We ain't never really been talking about, like, it's crazy. When this is the most important thing in the Bible. So let's talk about it. We're going to go to Hebrews 4:9 real quick. Hebrews 4:9 real quick. Y'all listen up. And y'all keep them children quiet, y'all. Keep them quiet. All right, we in the book of Hebrews, chapter 4. Man, we're going to read 7 through 9. 7 through 9. Yep, because I just need 9, and then we can get into this 8th day. All right, look, book of Hebrews, chapter 4, 7 through 9. Make sure y'all write this down, because this is what brings in and establishes that there is an 8th day, and then we're going to get into the 8th day. All right, because he talks about 2 rests. He talks about a 7th-day rest, then he talks about an eternal rest. This eternal rest is talking about the 8th day. All right? All right, Hebrews chapter 4, verse 7. Let's get it. Hold on, hold on, bro, still flipping.
Oh, yeah, we'll tell everybody y'all looking out there. Everybody's right.
That's right, PP. We finna get into that eternal rest. The 8th day. We finna learn about this 8th day, because this 8th day was what? This is the most important thing in the Bible. All right, let's get it.
Right, all right. Hebrews chapter 4, verse 7. Again, he limited a certain day, saying in David, today, after so long a time, as it is said, today, if ye will hear his voice, harden not your hearts.
You see that? He limited a certain day. Come on.
For if Joshua had given them rest, then would he not afterward have spoken of another day?
And Joshua is Yahushua, salvation, for those that don't know. Come on.
There remaineth therefore a rest.
So there remaineth therefore a rest. Come on.
To the people of Elohim.
Now, this can't be talking about the 7th-day Shabbat, because we keeping it. We in Hebrews 4. All throughout Acts and Corinthians, you're going to see Shabbat being kept. So what rest is this talking about? What rest is this talking about? And then you look up the word, which we looked up last week, but I'm going to look it up again. It's G4520. And it actually says, Sabbath. Yeah, Sabbath Theomius. And then you look it up, and this is what it says. It literally says, a keeping Sabbath, the blessed rest from toils and troubles. Look for in the age to come. Look for in the age to come. So this is not talking about the 7th-day Sabbath. This is talking about an eternal rest of eternity to come, which is the 8th day. Look, the blessed from the toils and troubles, look for in the age to come by the true worshipers of Elohims and true Christians. It says Sabbath Timos. All right. And then it says a Sabbath. It says the repose of Christianity. It says in a type of heaven. So this is a type of heaven. So this is talking about the 8th day when heaven comes to earth, y'all, and we actually enter into this rest for eternity. So it's a different rest. That's why I said there is another rest to come for my people. So that's the rest we finna talk about. But in order to understand the rest we finna get into, you have to be rehearsing the rest now, which is the Shabbat, the 7th-day Shabbat. Do y'all get that? If y'all get that, we can go into the 8th day. Y'all sure y'all get that? All right, let's get into the 8th day. All right, let's get it.
Well, y'all getting ready to go to the 8th day. I'm saying. So look what we're saying. Look at the timeline. And this, I want y'all to see, because time does matter in these situations, so you can see how the story is unfolding. So if you're dealing with Hebrew, you're dealing with Paul. Was we observing the Sabbath in the time of Christ? Yes. Yes. How about in the time of David?
Yes. We always been observing the Shabbat. Always.
Now, what about Joshua? He just came out of Egypt. Right. Yes. He was just taught.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? So from Joshua to David, from David to Messiah, to death, ascension, right? And now Paul. So Sabbath is being observed, so we keep trying to get you to see there's still another day of rest.
Showing y'all Hebrews 4 and 9 is not talking about seven. It's not talking about that. It's talking about an 8th day Shabbat, which is the eternal Shabbat. But when you get to Leviticus chapter 23 and you start reading all the feast days, it says, especially when you get to Tabernacle. So let's go to Leviticus chapter 23. And we're going to start this deal at 1.
Let's eat.
And notice, you have 7 great what? Feasts. Then on the last 7 great feasts, you have an 8th day that he called the great day. We finna get to it. All right, we're in the book of Leviticus chapter 23. Started at 1, y'all. Start that deal at 1.
Leviticus chapter 23.
I'm gonna read it, lad.
Verse 1. And Yah spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them concerning the feast of the Most High.
So now we get into the feast of the Most High. All right. Yahweh consider all his feasts what? Appointments. Moedim. These are Sabbaths. That's why he said, you're going to keep my Sabbaths. Little joker. Grab this little joker. All right, come on.
Which he shall proclaim to be holy convocations.
So look, all of these feasts are what?
Holy convocations.
These are appointments. You got to be there. You better make them. These are set apart times. These are signs. And whoever is keeping these set apart times and appointments is showing that you belong to Yahweh. Come on.
Even these are my feasts.
Come on.
6 days shall work be done.
6 days shall work be done. Come on.
But the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest.
Come on.
And holy convocation. Ye shall do no work therein.
Come on.
It is the Sabbath of the master.
Come on.
In all your dwellings.
In some of your dwellings.
In all your dwellings.
Come on.
These are the feasts of the Most High, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their season.
Now y'all peep that? Now look, it's gonna get deep. Come on.
In the 14th day of the first month.
Now this is the only time you ever see Yahweh going to day 14, 15 is only when he's speaking lunar, only when he's speaking of month. So the 14th day of the moon, the 15th day of the moon, the 11th day of the moon. He never give you a day over 7 when he's talking about the sun or he's going solar. Y'all notice that? Whenever he's talking solar, he only go to 7 and then he restart back at 1. But whenever he talk about the moon, he go into the 4th. So that's how you know that there's 2 Shabbats. You have a consecutive 7-day Shabbat, which is today, according to the sun. Then you have feast day Shabbat and new moons, according to the lunar. The moon that he calls his holy convocation. See that? His feast days. Y'all get that? So we dealing with 2 Shabbats. One dealing with the sun and one dealing with the moon. Come on.
Verse Leviticus chapter 23, verse 5. In the 14th day of the first month, at eve is the Most High's Passover.
Come on.
And on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread unto the Most High. 7 days.
What?
7 days.
So we finna start getting into the feast, and notice most of these feasts are 7 days. Why is that? Now remember, he dealing with 7 days, 7 months, 7 years, 7,000 years, then to a millennium, right? So notice most of his feast days is even based off of this 7 or based off the Shabbat. His feast days are talking about rest, y'all. Everything he's talking about is equaling up to this 8th day. Come on.
7 days ye must eat unleavened bread.
Come on.
In the first day ye shall have an holy convocation, and ye shall do no servile work therein.
Come on.
But ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto Yah 7 days. In the 7th day is an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein.
Come on.
And Yah spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when ye be come into the land which I give unto you, and shall reap the harvest thereof.
And reap the harvest. So who is the harvest? According to the Most High, we are. We are. Who is the first fruit though? Christ. Y'all see that? So for 7 days, you pick your harvest. On the 8th day, guess what you do with that harvest? You give it to Yahweh. That's what's going to be happening to us in the new kingdom. Christ is going to come. He's going to have 1,000 years to pick us. We must be ripe and ready though. If you're not ripe and ready, guess what? You're going into the fire. You ain't ready. We must be ripe and ready, meaning we must be prepared. So that's why preparation for the Shabbat from Thursday sundown all the way to Friday sundown is key. It's so important because you have to prepare for eternal rest. See that? So all the millennium reign is 1,000 years of preparation. That's what it is. What we prepping for? For war. What we prepping for? To repopulate the kingdom. What we prepping for? God's ultimate plan is to bring his throne from the heavens and to sit it on earth on the 8th day. That's his whole thing. It's to bring his throne from the heavens and to sit it on earth. Ooh, that's beautiful. And in that day, it's like we're going to see somebody's face. Ooh, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that. Come on. Hallelujah. Come on.
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 10. Speak unto the children of Israel and say unto them, when ye be come into the land which I give unto you, and shall reap the harvest thereof, then ye shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest unto the priest.
And we know that the first fruit is Christ, then it's us. All right. You got 7 days of picking, or what we call a season of picking this fruit. And then on that 8th day, you must present it to the altar or present it to Yahweh. Same thing. You have 7 days of preparing the lamb. On that 8th day, then you can actually sacrifice the lamb on the altar, and you can do it for eternity thereafter. You got Noah. 8 was saved. I mean, you have man being circumcised on the 8th day. Everything is going to this. Everything is about the 8th day, y'all. Everything. The whole Bible is building up for this great day. Well, the great terrible day. But it ain't terrible for those that's been doing what they supposed to been doing. You know what I'm saying? It's terrible for the wicked. Come on. Got something?
Yeah. So with Noah, right? We're having 8. You know how he just flooded the earth. So you know how he coming back to
destroy. Yeah, and then to save on the 8th. Yeah, we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that. That's what we're going into next, actually. Come on. Matter of fact, for time's sake, jump down to verse 33. Jump down to 33, because that's what we really need anyway.
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 32.
32, yeah. Let's get it.
Actually, 31. Day.
All right, let's get it, brother.
And ye shall do no matter of work. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings.
Come on.
It shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest.
Come on.
And ye shall afflict your souls.
Come on.
In the 9th day of the month at eve.
You see that? Now, only time he ever count past 7 is always of the month. You would never see a day counted after 7 that's not connected to the moon. That's deep, showing you that this solar Sabbath, man, is straight, boy, perpetual. That's deep. It's always the 15th day of the month. The 14th day of the month. Y'all know month mean moon. The 14th day of the moon. But when he talk about that 7th day, it's always talking about solar. It's a difference. The time frame is different. The numbers, the counting, the time zone, all of that. Come on.
From Eden unto Eden shall ye celebrate your Sabbath.
Now check this out. It's going to get deep, y'all. Check this out. Now this is going into the 8th day. Come on.
And Yah spake unto Moshe, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, the 15th day of this 7th month.
Of this what month?
Of this 7th month.
Now notice the tabernacles is in what month? The 7th month. And tabernacles is all based on the tabernacle coming from the heavens and sitting here on earth. So when you truly get into the teachings, it's like, okay, and I'm not saying this is what it is, but the sense to me is like, okay, will Christ come back on the millennial reign? Will this be during the tabernacle feast? The fall feast? The trumpets blow. And at that last trump, the 8th day, we gonna get into it though. It'll get deep, but I'm telling you. Come on.
Shall be the feast of tabernacles. for the 7 days unto the Most High.
How many days again, y'all?
7 days unto the Most High.
Come on, look, check this out.
On the first day shall be an holy convocation, and ye shall do no servile work therein.
Come on.
7 days ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto Yah. On the 8th day,
on the what?
On the 8th day.
See that? Now we see the 8th day. So for the first 7 days, we prepping, we preparing and we sacrificing. The same thing you're supposed to be doing, sacrificing yourself daily, presenting your bodies as living sacrifice unto Yahweh. For that is your reasonable what? Service. This is what you're supposed to be doing for your 6 days. Then on your 7th day, you're supposed to enter into rest. Now we see Yahweh is showing you the true reason of this rehearsal. You're really supposed to be prepping for 7 days of what we call the millennium, for you can bring, once the millennium reign done, that last war kick off. Now for the 8th and great day, you live there for eternity. Y'all get it? So we seeing a bunch of resemblance. It's like the Most High taught his son, and now his son is teaching us in his version. Y'all get it? Because with his only begotten son is 7 days. But with Yahweh, you prep for 7 days, and on the 8th day, you enter into the rest. So all of these things are rehearsal for the 8th day. All right, come on. Start on the 8th day again. 36.
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 36. 7 days ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto Yah.
Come on.
On the 8th day.
On the what, y'all?
On the 8th day.
Come on.
Shall be an holy convocation unto you.
And
ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Most High. And it is a solemn assembly.
See that the 8th day is that grace. It's a solemn assembly. This is when you kick off, like all the days we supposed to be communion, feasting with each other. But that 8th day is the day of straight celebration. We're going to blow the roof off this deal. Because that's the day Yahweh comes and put his throne here on earth, the 8th day. That's the true celebration. Y'all get it?
Prophecy in it, right? Remember that the first time it was destroyed by water, there's that fire or that great offering.
Yeah.
The gathering of the solemn assembly.
That's deep.
The throne is here.
Yep. And the offering is by what? Fire. That's deep, boy.
I just called it.
That's deep.
Again, like,
You got purified by fire. Yeah. Let's get it. Let's finish it off.
And ye shall do no servile work therein.
All right, we can stop there right there. So this showing y'all there's an 8th day. Now let's get into the 8th day. Let's get into the importance of the 8th day. Let's go to Genesis. Book of Genesis, chapter 17. Book of Genesis, chapter 17. Let's get it. Bereshit 17. Now, what I want to do, I want to read something to y'all too with some things I printed out. All right, so you know you have Hebrew words to your Hebrew alphabet, right? I don't want to teach y'all something. So 7, I'm going to read 7. Matter of fact, go back to the Leviticus real quick because we got to look up the word 8. All right, that was Leviticus chapter 23. What verse was that, brother?
36, I think.
36. All right, we're going to hold that for we can look it up real fast. Now check out how deep this is, y'all. Like this is how you know that this book is divine. This book is straight divine on the 8th day. All right, so look, this is 7. And now I can pass this around if y'all want to read it. I can pass it around. All right, so for the number 7 in Hebrew is Shabbat. Shabbat. Hence Shabbat, Sabbath, and all of that, right? All right, Shabbat. It says to rest, wholeness, completeness, being ripe. So 7 means that Shabbat means to be ripe. Well, when a fruit get ripe, what you do? You pick it. It's time to harvest it, right? Order, stability, holiness. Also, the number of the temple of Yahweh's house. It says we rest 7 and finish the work in 6 of the Messiah. There are 7 days of creation, 7 days for the temple dedication, 7 spirits of God, 7 feasts of God, 7 churches or assemblies and revelations, 7 stars of Yahushua's hand, 7 golden candlesticks, 7 seals, 7 trumpets, 7 bowls, 7 thunders that speak, 7 eyes of Yahweh, 7 horns and 7 eyes of the Lamb, 7 abominations of the wicked spirit lamps in Proverbs 6 and 16, the priests of Midian. Look, I mean, it goes, there's 3 pages of just 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. Showing you 7 means to be ripe for what? The picking. That's what 7 is. And that's why we have to enter into his rest on the 7th day, because we have to be ready to be picked or harvest for his 8th day, which is eternal. Y'all get that? Now that's just 7. Now we finna look up the word 8 in the Bible on the 8th day and read that, and then we're gonna read this stuff to it. So look, let's look it up. All right, this Hebrew, Leviticus chapter 23, 39, right? Now check this out. Check it out. For the 8, she'll keep it for 7 day first. All right, look, check this out. So for the Hebrew word, let me blow it up for y'all. For 8, this is what it says.
Strong's H 8066. Shemini.
All right, Shemini. It's the Hebrew concordance. 8066. Shemini. Now, when you look up Shemini, which is 8 in Hebrew in the Bible, right? Biblical perspective. All right, this deal says 8. 8, right? Now, look, it gets deeper because it got a root word, right? So you hit the root word. The root word is H8083. Look, I'm talking about the rabbit hole, just go deep. And this word right here is Shemoni. Shemoni. And it says through the idea of plumpness or to become fat. Now you're getting into the feast days where you eat the meat of the lamb, but you couldn't eat the fat thereof. What was the fat used for? For the fire, for the sacrifice, right? It means to be plentiness. So 7 means to be complete, but 8 means to give oneself to something. On the 8th day is when Christ literally presents his church to Yahweh. The 8th day. The 7th day of the millennial reign is when he's prepping us and he's cleansing us by the way of washing by the water, by the word, right? But on the 8th day is when he's straight like, Yahweh, we ready. I spent 1,000 years. I got your children together. I'm ready to present my church to you as a living sacrifice. I done washed them by the water of the word. All right, now they're ready to enter into your eternal rest. All right, y'all get that?
You gotta be worthy first.
Yes, you do. And guess what? You get a whole 1,000 years. But not only that, he's so merciful and so compassionate. What Mally was talking about yesterday, we get to do that right now. We get to practice and rehearse right now. That's deep. So look, it says 8, 8, 8 as a cardinal number. 8, a combination with others. You see it. It says 8, a surplus above. It says above the perfected 7. So 8. This is look. I'm in the Hebrews. 8 is above the perfected 7. How can you get more perfect than perfect? That's the 8th day. You see that? So it's showing you that the 7th day Sabbath is straight a rehearsal for the true Sabbath, which is on the 8th day. All right. It says also 8, 8, 8. And then it just talk about that. Now, look, hold on. There's another root word to this. Hebrews concordance 8082. Gets deeper. This deal says fat, to become rich, to become robust, fat, rich of food, stout, robust of man. All right, greasy, gross, fat, rich, plentiness. So when you actually get into the real meaning of 8, this is actually going to break it down. So you know 7. When you get into 7, anybody got Hebrew in here? What's the 7th letter of the alphabet? The alphabet? Zion. All right, what do Zion represent? Weapon. The weapon, right? On the 7th day, Christ come back for 1,000 years, and we go what? To war, right? Now, what 8 is in Hebrew? Ket. Ket represents what? The fence. The whole fence that's going to wrap around Jerusalem when it sits on earth. Like it's deep. Now look, let's read it though. A wall of fire. And that's what the Bible calls it. The wall of fire that straight protect Jerusalem from the outside world. Or Ket on the 8th. Man, it gets deep, man. So when you look up the word 8, 7, Garden of Eden, exactly. The wall, and how he snuck in the wall. You know, how Satan snuck in through the wall because it wasn't protected right. Yeah, but it's going to be some good protections in this day, though. All right. So it says 8. 8 is Shemoni. Shemoni or Shemoni. It says literally to make fat. Now check out what 8 mean in Hebrew. Shemoni. New beginnings. New beginnings. Not just complete like the 7, but to become fat. It is having more than enough. Being full of overflowing. Move from the natural into the supernatural. Because on the 8th day is when we get our immortal bodies, y'all. According to 1 Corinthians chapter 15. See that? This 8th day, man. Look, this 8th day is that true Shabbat. But we can never reach this point unless we practice the 7th-day Shabbat to understand what eternity and eternal rest really is. It gets deeper. It says to transcend natural time and space to supernatural realms, which is what we're doing right now. Am I making it up? What'd that say?
Figuratively, 8 takes.
No, right here.
Oh, transcend natural time and space to supernatural realm.
This is what we're doing right now. We're not even in the human time zone right now. You see that? It says new beginnings, a new, that one and great day. He called it Yom Akkad of creation, Yom Akkad, meaning that one day, that true day, that Akkad day, right? Now that's what it means, right? So now we got to understand what 8 and what 7 mean. So 7 means completion, 7 means rest, but 8 means new beginning, passing over from the natural to the supernatural, getting your glorified body to rest in eternity. And Yahweh is going to bring his throne from the heavens and sit it on earth, and we get to see his face. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? Now, let's just...
I can imagine his face when he found that.
Man, I can't... Look, when Paul was Shaul walked on the road to Damascus, he seen Christ and got blinded and just by the light and radiance of Christ. Imagine the face of Yahweh. Huh? And he's straight bringing his throne here. And this is how you know it's talking about him, because when you read in Revelation 22, it says the throne of God and the throne of the Lamb. Well, we don't get to that. All right, let's go to Genesis 17. Let's talk about this 8. Y'all got that so far?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Genesis 17. Let's start it at 10. Let's get into the significance and the meaning of 8. Genesis 17 and 10. Let's talk about it. All right, let's get it.
Genesis chapters.
Go ahead, brother.
All right. How we looking at everybody? We all right?
Draw there, boy. I'm talking about you ready. Let's get it. Bereshit 17 and 10. Now y'all finna truly see what Shabbat, the true, I don't want to say true Shabbat like the 7th day ain't the Shabbat, because it is, and he sanctified and he hallowed it. So I don't want to disrespect his word. Let's call it the supernatural Shabbat. Thank you, brother. Now we get into the supernatural Shabbat, which is the 8th day. But you cannot learn about the supernatural Shabbat if you're not keeping the 7th day Shabbat. All right. Y'all got something? Anybody? Y'all got something to say? Oh, okay. 5 or 9. That must have been Giddy. That's Gaza City, wouldn't it? Or his wife.
Him and the village.
One of them. It's one of them.
He's in the house again.
All right, let's get it.
All right, so we
Little hammerhead joker, Lil Mouth. Is he singing a prayer song? He over the y'all by there. All right, come on. Let's get it.
All right. Genesis chapter 17, verse 9. And Elohim said unto Abraham, thou shalt keep my covenant. Therefore, thou and thy seed after thee in their generations.
Hold on, where you at, brother? We starting at 5, I thought.
Said 9.
Okay, do it again. My bad, brother. I'm reading some talk. Come on. My bad. That was on me.
Verse 9. And Elohim said unto Abraham, thou shalt keep the covenant, therefore, thou and thy seed after thee in their generation.
Come on, brother.
This is my covenant, which ye shall keep between me and you and thy seed after thee.
Come on.
Every man child among you shall be circumcised.
Now, we talking about the circumcision. Now, the beautiful thing about the physical circumcision is it represents it spiritually. All right, so circumcised. When a male is first born, he have a foreskin that goes over the head of his penis, right? Well, this foreskin causes all types of mucus, pus, dirt build up. So the foreskin truly represents filthiness. It represents dirt. It represents sin. Cut off sin and sacrifice the flesh for the head, or the Rosh or Roshah, which is Yahweh, to reveal himself, or Christ to reveal himself. But the only way Christ can reveal himself through your flesh if you sacrifice your flesh. That's the whole spiritual meaning of the circumcision. But guess what day that the circumcision had to happen on? Man, so it shows you the significance of this 8th day. The 8th day is truly when you pass over from the natural flesh to your spiritual body. Y'all get it? Do it.
What you call it, like the removing of the veil?
Yeah, the removing, the uncovering of the veil. Yes. I like, boy, this boy got the words today, though. Boy, you should write some poetry or something, boy. You should write a book, boy. You got away with words, bro.
Away with words.
What you say about that? They're good, boy.
They're good, bro.
Go ahead, do it.
I was just in a conversation with somebody about circumcision. I was doing some research in medical science. You're gonna find more articles supporting.
Yeah, to leave the skin on.
Exactly.
So, and the reason why they say it is because when you get circumcised, medically and clinically, you're cutting off the glances of your penis, because the glances is inside the foreskin. But if you actually start studying these glances, man, you very prone to urinary tract infections. Bad for you. So if you look at it in a biblical sense, we see. Hold on, y'all. Just go out and come back in.
Here's why people.
So just push stop. What? Show me what.
Yeah, let me tap.
All good. Yeah, I'm gonna let you do it. Hold to the G. Just click on.
Yeah, I mean, but just for y'all here. So when you understand that the way the man is created, when he made a covenant with his seed, the seed is what? It's sperm, right? And so his sperm passes through his rod, right? Or what you would call his shaft, right? And then the rod, and you can see what it is. You remove that sacrifice, and it had to be something serious to where Moses almost called the death age.
All right, we back.
You see what I'm saying?
All right, we back, y'all. Type in some nines if y'all can see me.
Just so you can kind of see the.
Type in some nines if y'all can see me. Type in some nines. You keep talking. You keep talking. Yeah, keep talking. Okay, yeah, okay, they see me.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna share my screen again. Let's get back at it.
We at verse
ain't nobody but Hashatan. All praise. Y'all get some understanding? All praise. All right, let's get it. All right, let's start from 10 again.
Go back to 10.
Yeah.
All praise. All right, Genesis chapter 17, verse 10. This is my covenant, which ye shall keep between me and you, and thy seed after thee. Every man-child among you shall be circumcised. All right, so the heads among you, that's what a man-child is. He become a head of a household, a head of a family. He shall be circumcised, meaning that you must cut off the flesh. The flesh represents the carnal mind. The carnal mind represents the sinful, lower desired nature of man. This must be cut off, for you can be prepared to be given over to Yahweh on the what day? The 8th day. See? So the same way how we have a covenant and we have signs for the 7th day, for the Shabbat, is the same way we have a supernatural sign in covenant. What is it? The same way we have a supernatural sign in covenant for that great eternal day or that great eternal Shabbat. Y'all get that? Hallelujah. I'm just making sure if y'all got any questions and y'all don't understand, let me know, because it's imperative that y'all do get this. And we'll slow it down.
All right, come on with it.
Verse 11, Genesis 17. And ye shall circumcise the flesh of your foreskin.
So this is the schoolmaster. Ye shall circumcise the flesh of your foreskin. It's talking about physical. But when we get into Romans and we get into Galatians, it talks about circumcising the foreskin of your heart. So this is a physical analogy to show you something what? Spiritual. All of this is talking about being prepared for the 8th day. The same way as the Feast of Tabernacles. 7 days shall you sacrifice the foreskin. And on the 8th day is the day that you truly give yourself to Yahweh. That's what the 8th and great day was for at the end of Tabernacle. That 8th day is the same day in the book of John chapter 7 when Christ hid himself for them 4 days. Then he finally crept into the feast and he didn't show himself. Then he crept into the synagogue and taught. Then notice he left again and he appeared back on the 8th day to say what? We're going to get to it. So it's showing you that Christ literally is going to come on the 7th day, reign for 1,000 years, which is a Shabbat, to prepare us, to basically to prepare us and make us perfect, for he can present us to his Father on that 8th and great final day. Y'all get that? Because on that 8th day, Yahweh himself is literally, and his angels, because remember, his throne is the angels. He ride around on the throne, which is the angels. They are literally going to descend from the heavens and sit where? On earth. Oh, we. Imagine that. I got to be a part of that. Man, sir. Man, think about you with angels that don't, man. But we get glorified bodies anyway, so we don't know. Only thing we know is we're going to look like him when he appeared, according to 1 John chapter 3. So we might be looking just like the seraphims or the myriads or the Ophrims. We don't know how we're going to look. We just know that we're going to take on celestial bodies and we're going to look like Christ when he appeared in his glorified body to the 12. You see what I'm saying?
With hair.
With hair. Yeah, y'all gonna have hair, brother. Y'all gonna have hair.
I'm back. Back for the side on. I'm back, baby.
All right, let's get it.
Genesis chapter 17, verse 11.
Yeah.
And ye shall circumcise the flesh of your foreskin, and it shall be a token.
Up. So now we got another token of marriage. So look, the Shabbat day is a token of marriage between what? Us and Yahweh, right? Now what we're seeing is another token of marriage between us and Yahweh, which is what? The circumcision, which represents the 8th day. See that? So now we truly getting into what the 8th day is. Come on.
It shall be a token of covenant betwixt me and you.
Now check this out. Verse 12.
And he that is 8 days old.
Ooh, and he that is what days old?
8 days old.
Now remember, 7 means complete, but 8 means what? Overflowing, new beginnings, to pass over from natural, foreskin on your penis, to supernatural, exposing the rosh or the head of Christ. Y'all get it? So the physical circumcision of your penis is a straight spiritual manifestation of Christ being ordained in your life. Man, that is deep.
That was good.
Y'all see that? We up here, it's poetry today, boy. We got away with the words today, brother. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. Now let's read that again.
Verse 12. And he that is 8 days old shall be circumcised among you.
Right.
Every man child in your generations. He that is born in the house or brought with money of any stranger, which is not of thy seed.
Come on.
He that is born in thy house, and he that is brought with the money must needs to be circumcised.
We have to be circumcised. Without circumcision, you cannot pass over into what day?
8th.
The 8th day. Come on.
And my covenant shall be in your flesh for an everlasting covenant.
And the everlasting covenant is on what day? The 8th day, because that's the only day that lasts forever. Remember, the 7th day lasts for 1,000 years. You see that? It's all about this 8th day, y'all. Come on.
Makes sense why you don't need no sun and no moon.
Yeah, we get into that. It's my last scripture. All right, come on, let's get it. Let's build it up. Let's pick it up too. Let's build
14.
it up.
And the uncircumcised man, child, whose flesh of his foreskin is not circumcised, that soul shall be cut off from his feet.
Now, don't this sound just like the people that don't come up to the feast on Shabbat day? Don't this sound just like the penalty for people that break his Sabbath? It says you shall be cut off. That soul shall be cut off from the people. He had broken my covenant. So I'm trying to get y'all to see that the 8th day circumcision and the 8th day Shabbat is the same thing. All this is a representation of the Shabbat. the eternal Shabbat, which is the 8th day. Y'all get so because he's speaking the same exact language as the regular Shabbat. Why is the lingo the same? Yeah, come on.
But you know the difference, though. I'm just catching these things. So the 7th day is a sign between you and the Most High. And that's dealing with Israel.
Yeah.
Notice this 8th day has a stranger element.
Yeah, it's dealing with everybody.
Not of the seed. Those are those Gentiles.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm talking about that too. We get into that. Yeah, let's get it. We get into that. Yeah, don't
I
spoil
did it again.
Yeah. All right, let's get it. So look, I just want to show the supernatural part of this 8th day. I want to go into Romans chapter 2, 28 and 29, just to show the supernatural part. Then we're gonna move on. So we get the 8th day circumcision, right? We see how that leads up to the 8th day. All right. So for 7 days, the baby is technically dealing with a sinful flesh because he was born of a sinful nature, because this flesh is corruptible. Then on the 8th day, since all that sacrificing, he's given himself, Christ is circumcising the foreskin or the corner part of his heart, and then giving over the supernatural part over to Yahweh on the 8th day. We get that? Same thing for the Feast of Tabernacle. Same thing with Noah. 8 people were saved, and he flooded and destroyed the world, but he saved 8 people. Just like he coming back and he destroying the world with fire. Then on the 8th day, he saved his people and all the strangers that's getting down with us. Y'all get it? 8. It's these 8. Now remember, 7 means completion or perfection, but we read 8. That deal said beyond perfection. I didn't know you can go beyond perfection. I didn't, but plumpiness. Get plump. The fat thereof.
Yeah, y'all getting big homie stats.
All right, so look, we in the book of Romans chapter 2. Book of Romans chapter 2. We're gonna start at verse 20. Yeah, let's get it. Verse 28.
Romans chapter 2.
Let me get there real quick.
So you need some of that.
All right, Romans 2, verse 28. Let's get it.
Romans chapter 2, verse 28. For he is not a Jew, which is one outwardly, neither is the circumcision, which is outward in the flesh.
You see that? So he's saying, look, the reason for that physical circumcision was showing you something physical to teach you something spiritual. All this is talking about is the 8th day, preparing you to be accepted by Yahweh on that great day. That's all it's about. Feast of Tabernacle, 7 days of sacrifice, preparing you to be accepted by Yahweh on that 8th day. Feast of Unleavened Bread for 7 days, preparing you for them 7 days to be acceptable by Yahweh on that 8th day. Noah in the ark, 8 was saved. The world was destroyed in the beginning. It's just showing you to be prepared by Yahweh on the 8th day. Y'all get that? 7 seals of the Bible, 7 candlesticks. All these, the 7. The reason why we read in 7 so much is because it's 7 days of preparation. You get a millennium Shabbat of a millennium year, 1,000-year reign on the 7th day. Christ is coming back on the 7th day. We don't know the human particular day, but he's coming back to reign for 1,000 years on the 7,000 year, which is what we in. He's coming back within his 7,000 years. Then what happens is he prepares us. What we do, we go to war. We take all the spoils from all the other nations, which is our spoils in the first place to begin with. And guess what we're doing with them golds and them rubies and diamonds? We're building the kingdom. That very kingdom you read about in Revelation 22 is the kingdom that we build during the millennium reign. That's deep. Because we think we just gonna be sitting around waiting on the kingdom. No, we gonna be waiting on the outside for it to be built. We gonna be the ones building it. If you righteous, if you pass up under the rod. See, that's why next week when we talk about what specifically go down in the millennium reign is important, because that in that day 7 shall take hold to 1, because there's going to be needs for repopulation for in the new kingdom. You see that? Then we're going to see wars. We're going to see swords, how to make our weapons, everything that these demonic angels taught the giants and taught us. We're going to be using these things for righteousness. The same stones and crystal works is going to be used to build the kingdom. The same plants for healing and potions is going to be the same tree that grow a manner of fruit, and the leaves are going to be for the healing of the nations each month. So it's crazy, because everything that Hashatan taught us, He taught us to do it in wickedness, but during the millennial reign, Christ is going to be teaching these same exact things, weapons of war, all of this for righteousness. That ain't deep to y'all. Y'all quiet. That is deep to me. That's deep. Because it truly make you look at, you know what I'm saying, what is wicked and what's righteous is the intentions and what you're using it for. Because the same thing that the fallen angels taught us that's ordained witchcraft, these same things we're going to build the new kingdom with. And Christ is teaching us that in the righteous perspective. That's just deep to me. I don't know. Yeah, I know. I be needing a reaction from y'all, and y'all don't be giving me nothing, man. Y'all just don't be giving me nothing. All right, come on with it. Let's get it.
Verse 29. But he is a Jew, which is one inwardly.
Inwardly, come on.
And circumcision is that of the heart.
See that? True circumcision or true eternal rest on that 8th day is by the mindset. La'ab, li-bi in Hebrew. The heart, the mind. Come on.
In the spirit and not in the letter.
It makes sense because Yahweh is a spirit and you must worship him in what? Spirit and truth. Come on.
Whose praise is not of men, but of Yahweh.
All praise. All right, now look, let's get it. Let's get into some more significance of this 8th day. Let's get into Genesis chapter 7. We're going to start at 1. Book of Bereshit, chapter 7, start at 1. It's on you, y'all, Kelly. Genesis chapter 7, Bereshit 7. We're going to start at 1. And if anybody want to take a look at this, I'll give y'all the place where I downloaded it at. But it gives you the, like, for instance, in biblical Hebrew, 1 is a Akkad, which will be a left. 2 is beta. You know what I'm saying? 3 is Gamel. This actually gives you the other Hebrew names, and it breaks down all the metaphysical parts to them, and it got all the Bible verses in it, and man, it's deep. You know what I'm saying? And it takes you from 1 to 10, and it links everything to the Bible, and it gives you the metaphysical perspective on the Hebrew word. These Hebrew words mean something. When he say 8, Shamuni, it means something. You know what I'm saying? When he say 7, Shabbat or Shabbat or Sabbath, it means something. Sheba, this stuff means something, and it's all pertaining to the kingdom that's coming to earth. That's the end game. That's the whole point of us being in this walk, is for us to spend eternity on that 8th day with Yahweh forever. That's the reason why we here. That's the reason why we not sinning. That's the reason why we keeping feast days. That's the reason why we whooping Satan's ass every chance we get. The whole point for that is to get a glorified body, for you can reign with Elohim forever and ever. That's on the what day, y'all? The 8th day. Man, them are daggers, man. Them are daggers. We going back to the guard, man. I don't know if that's powerful, brother. Yeah, that's powerful. All right, let's get it.
That's your phone?
Yeah, that's your phone, man. Get it off the microphone, man. That's what's going on.
Boy, you a hot boy, young.
All right, let's get it.
Genesis chapter 7, verse 1. And Yah said unto Noah, come thou and all thy house into the ark. For thee have I seen righteous before me in this generation.
Now, check this out. One person righteousness saved 8 people. One person righteousness, which is Christ, is going to save all his people that was righteous with him on the 8th day. Y'all get it? So we finna start getting into a lot of parallel symbology here. All right, 8. All we finna be seeing is 8 everywhere. Just 8. I was reading scriptures at 8 and I ain't never knew they exist. I'm like, boy, 8 is everywhere in this. If you just slow down and you read, they just pop off the pages. All right, so now what's happening is, you already know the story. The whole world was wicked. A lot of homo things was going on. Girl on girl, man on man, pedophilia, child molestation. I mean, they doing everything under the sun. So Christ is going to come and send some nukes. And then, that's happened in Sodom and Gomorrah. Then a flood come. Well, the flood happened before this. When the flood happened, he flooded the whole world, the giants and everything. But one man righteousness saved 8 people. Just like one man righteousness is going to give us a chance to enjoy the 8th day eternal rest. Y'all get it? All right, come on.
Of every clean beast thou shalt take to thee by sevens.
Ooh, by who?
By sevens.
Hold on, now we getting into it. Let's read that again.
Of every clean beast thou shalt take to thee by sevens.
Come on.
The male and his female.
Come on.
And of the beasts that are not clean by 2, the male and his female.
Come on.
Of the fowls also of the air by 7.
By 7. So look, Why everything getting taken by sevens? Because 7 days is for preparation, and then the 8th day is for eternal rest. Y'all get it? Y'all see the symbolism here? All right, let's get it.
The male and the female.
That's what I'm talking about. Now y'all giving me some reactions. That's what I need, all right? I'm that type of teacher. I need reactions, y'all. Let me know I'm doing good. Dang. All right, come on. Man, get on, man. All right, let's get, don't pat me on my back, man. All right, come on. Man, y'all crazy, man. Yeah, Nehemiah got the booklet. Nehemiah got the booklet. He's sending it out right now as we speak. Malak, I need Malak. All right, come on.
He posted in the room.
All right, and he posted it in the room as well. Come on.
Of the fowls also of the air by 7.
By what?
By 7.
So hold on. We got every clean beast by 7s. Every fowls of the air by 7s. Come on.
The male and the female, to keep seed alive upon the face of all the earth.
These are daggers. Come on.
For yet 7 days.
Oh, hold on. For yet what?
7 days.
For yet 7 days. Come on.
I will cause it to rain upon the earth 40 days.
40 days.
And 40 nights.
40 plus 40 is what? 80. 8 plus 0 is what? 8. Oh, hold on now. We getting into some geometry here. That's speaking about the 8th day. Yeah, geometry. Yeah. This is talking about getting into the metaphysical Hebrew numbers and all of that. But y'all, Pete, let's read that again. Just in case we read it differently. Let's just read that again. Come on.
Genesis chapter 7, verse 4. For yet 7 days, and I will cause it to rain upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights. And every living substance that I have made will I destroy from off the face of the earth.
Come on, brother.
And Noah did according unto all that Yah commanded him. And Noah was 600 years old when the flood of waters was upon the earth.
All right, now look, let's get the precept for that to show y'all that I'm just not making this up. This is all talking about the 8th day. He just showed you a story. He gave you the symbology, and he picked physical people to show y'all ushering in that great and last day, which is the what day, y'all? The 8th day. All right, let's go to 2 Peter. 2 Peter chapter 2. 2 Peter chapter 2. We're going to read 1 through 5. 2 Peter chapter 2, 1 through 5. 2 Peter chapter 2, 1 through 5. Let's get it. Talk about that 8th day.
But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you,
right?
Who privately shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying the master that bought them, and bring upon themselves swift destruction.
Come on.
And many shall follow their pernicious ways.
There you go. Come on.
By reasons of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of.
Come on, brother.
And through covetousness, so they with vain words make merchandise of you.
Come on.
Whose judgment now of a long time lingereth not, and their damnation slumbereth not.
Come on, because it's gonna get good. Here it go.
For if Yah spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell, and delivered them into chains of darkness.
What's going on back there? Yeah, we're in 2 Peter 2 and 4 right now. All right, y'all caught it just before the dagger. Verse 5 is the dagger. All right, come on.
For if Yah spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell, and delivered them into chains of darkness, to be reserved unto judgment.
Check this out. Pete, verse 5. Read that slow and read this loud.
And spared not the old world, but saved Noah, the 8th person.
Oh, hold on. So he spared not the old world, but he saved Noah. What do anybody know what Noah means in Hebrew? Anybody? Noach? Let's look it up. Let's look up the word Noah. Noach. Let's look it up real quick. Let's read this real fast, though. It says, and spared not the world, but saved Noah. Look up Noah in Hebrew real quick on the Hebrew course. But saved Noah, the 8th person. You got it? You got it? That's daggers, ain't it? What that say? What that say? You go wait. Yeah. All right. Yeah. You can go to. You can look up in the Hebrew too.
Okay.
Yeah, the Greek. Gotta go to the Hebrew. It says, but save Noah, the 8th person. So the 8th day is for what? Salvation. But look, it makes sense once you figure out what Noah's name is. What Noah's name is? Daggers, ain't it? Hey, straight daggers. Hey, Noah's name is rest. So hold on, let's read this for what it is. All right. Wow. And look, and rest is for the 8th day. That's what they're saying. Y'all see how deep that is? That is not a coincidence. Look, I'm not making this up. We're gonna go to it. That's for the online assembly can see it. So it says, and spare not the old world, but save rest for the 8th day, or save Noah, the 8th person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly.
And that's actually what the whole thing about is.
Exactly.
That's
see
the
that?
whole thing in that shit.
So y'all see, look, y'all see the way Yahweh set things up? Go ahead, sister.
Beautiful.
Comforter.
Rest and comfort.
Yep, rest and comfort. On the what day? 8th day. The 8th day.
So let me see if I'm reading this right. So the Most High spared not the old world because why? They were unrighteous. Yes. Right? Mm-hmm. So they didn't enter into the rest on the 8th day.
They did not enter into the rest, which lines up with Hebrews chapter 3 and 4.
Let's go.
Exactly.
Let's go.
That's deep.
That's
deep. Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, rest in place. And then if you look up that word, it's going to link up with Hebrews 4 and 9, and it's talking about a resting place of the heavens. And that's where you get Shabbatimotes from. Or how you say it? Shabbatimosa. Y'all see how deep that is? Most High is revealing some things. All right, look, let's keep it going. All right, so far, we got the 8th day circumcision. All right, that's so far. All right, next we got the 8th day, which with the 8th day, 8 people that were saved by Noah. Noah names actually means rest or to comfort, right? Now let's see what else. Let's get the significance of 8. Let's go to the book of Exodus, chapter 22. Book of Exodus, chapter 22, because it gets deeper. Book of Exodus, chapter 22. Book of Exodus 22, let's start this deal at 29. Now check out how deep it gets. It gets deeper and deeper, y'all. Matter of fact, start this deal at 28. Yeah.
Exodus chapter 22, verse 28.
Now remember, what day we dealing with, y'all? The 8th day. All right, come on.
Thou shalt not revile the gods, nor curse the ruler of thy people.
Come on.
Thou shalt not delay to offer the first of thy ripe fruits and of thy liquor.
You see that? So who would be the first ripe fruits? Christ and who? Israel. All right, come on.
For thy liquor, the firstborn of thy sons shall thou give unto me.
Come on.
Likewise shalt thou do with thine oxen and with thy sheep.
Now check this out, y'all. Read this. Come on.
7 days it shall be with his dam.
But on
the 8th day.
Start it over again. Read it slow. Let's break this down. Because it gets deep. I got to sit up on the edge of my seat.
I got to sit on up.
Because look, this show you exactly what the purpose of the 8th day is. All right, come on.
Exodus chapter 22, verse 30.
Right.
Likewise shall thou do with thine oxen.
So not only the oxen, but it says with your first fruit, with your liquors, with the firstborn of your sons. Likewise shall thou do with thy oxen. Come on.
And with thy sheep.
Meaning with everything you have, your first, the best of anything you own, the best of your possessions. Come on.
7 days it shall be with his dam.
See that? 7 days it shall stay with his mother and father. 7 days it should be with his mother and father. 7 days it should be prepped. What is we prepping it for? Do we prepping it for the 8th day? And you know why? Because look, let's keep reading.
On the 8th day.
So 7 days it should be with his dam, but on the 8th day.
On the 8th day, thou shalt give it me.
On the 8th day, you better give it to me. So for 7 days, or for that millennium reign, we prepping with Christ. We prepping with our Father, or what we call our dam. We prepping with our mother, father. It's Christ. Christ and wisdom. We prepping for a millennium reign for 1,000 years on the Shabbat. 7 days. That 7 days that we prep with Christ. On the 8th day, guess what Christ got to do? He got to give us and deliver us to his Father. That's deep, man. It's right here. You just got, you got to read with the Spirit, but it's right there. It's like right there, y'all. I just read that. Well, y'all just read that, but it's there. Come on.
Verse 31. And ye shall be holy men unto me.
See, come on.
Neither shall ye eat any flesh that is torn of the beast in the field. Ye shall cast it to the dogs.
Ooh, all right, let's keep it going. Hold on, it gets deeper. Let's back this up. Let's go to Leviticus chapter 22. Because Leviticus chapter 22 go into deeper understanding of this. Leviticus chapter 22, 26 to 27. Leviticus chapter 22, 26 to 27. That 8th day, something else, huh, y'all? That's right. Man. Hey, you know what's going to wrap this up, though? That John chapter 7, boy. John chapter 7, wrap it up. All right, Leviticus chapter 22. We starting at verse 26.
And the master.
Hold on. Let me get there. All right, let's get it, brother.
And the master spake unto Moshe, saying, when a bullock or a sheep or a goat is brought forth, then it shall be 7 days under the dam.
Hold on. Here you go again. When a bullock or a sheep. Now, if you really want to get into the metaphysic things of these, the bullocks, the sheep, and all of these, they represent nations of people. All right. So when the nations of people are brought forth for 7 days, they have to be cleansed and taught under their dam, under their teacher, which will be under Christ. Then on the 8th day, after they're perfected, because 7 means what, y'all? Completeness and perfection. Then you give them over to the 8th day, which means beyond perfect, beyond perfection. Only thing that's beyond perfection is Yahweh, the Father Creator. And we spend eternity with him, seeing his face. We're going to get to the face part, though. Hallelujah. Let's read that again, brother.
When a bullock or a sheep or a goat is brought forth, then it shall be 7 days under the dam.
Come on.
And from the 8th day.
Now look, this the deep part about this, because look, you cannot offer up any of your fruits or any of your things until it completed 7, until it reached a consecutive Shabbat, meaning it had to go throughout them 7 days, sacrificing flesh, circumcising the heart, fighting the devil, withstanding the devil, making him flee. When he flee, now you can enter into maturity. Spiritual maturity takes place in the 7th day or the millennial reign, because Yahweh's son comes and teaches war. He comes and teaches how to have righteous sex, for we can righteously reproduce the kingdom. He teaches us and restores the new language. You see that? This is reaching spiritual maturity on the Shabbat day. Then on the 8th day, we can finally Christ can finally give us to the Father. Now, look, the great thing about this is on this 8th day, you can constantly, therefore, keep giving, and Yahweh will keep accepting his people. Look, let's read it. Read it.
And from the 8th day, and thenceforth.
And what?
And thenceforth.
It didn't stop. See that? Showing you that the 8th day is eternity. It's forever, y'all. Notice that. The same way he did with the 7th day in Genesis. He put a 24-hour time frame, and the evening in the morning was the 1st day, evening in the morning 2nd day, evening in the morning 5th day, 6th day. And then the 7th day, he just said, he never said evening in the morning. He never put a time constraint on it. He just said that he blessed it, he hallowed it, and he sanctified it for his rest, for perfection. See that? Same thing with the 8th day for eternity with your glorified body. One is with your physical body, but the other one is beyond perfection. It's with your glorified body, because your glorified body is perfect. These bodies break down. These bodies stink. These bodies fart, poop, belch, scratch, itch, burn, every type of thing. These bodies. But that glorified body is beyond what? Perfection.
So in the millennium reign, will we have physical bodies?
No. Remember, because we ushering in, because we repopulating the kingdom in our immortal body. See, this is going to be a different type of sex. This is the time you will have sex on the Shabbat, because that Shabbat is a millennium reign. But it's not for the purpose of fulfilling your sexual desires. It's solely for the purpose of repopulating the kingdom, which is the reason why we're going to need multiple wives, because if you read from chapter 3 to 4, all of the man died. Remember, it said all of us fell by the sword. That's the reason why in the millennium reign, it's going to be 7 to take hold of one man. That's why when you get into Genesis, when it speak about wife, it's always plural. This has always been predestined to have a polygynous relationship, because he knew that the 8th day was coming and we was going to have to repopulate the kingdom with multiple women because all the warriors died. Y'all get that? It's deep.
We rewind it back in time, going back to the Garden of Eden.
Yeah, we're going straight back into paradise. That's what New Jerusalem is. New Jerusalem is paradise coming from the heavens and sitting on earth, because he sealed off paradise when Adam and Eve sinned and got kicked onto the earth. If you read that for what it says, they was put out of paradise and kicked onto the earth. Onto, I mean, you fell from something. Paradise was between a mustard cloud. It was between earth and it was between the heavens. And the angels used to go up and down and pray according to the prayer times. And there wasn't no brass over the heavens. Adam and Hawa was able to look in the heavens and see the angels and commune with them. When you get to the book of Adam and Eve, it break all of that down. But yeah, man, it's deep. All right, come on.
And from the 8th day and thenceforth, it shall be accepted for an offering made by fire unto Yah.
So the only time Yahweh is going to be accepting us is on what day? The 8th day. And it have to be offered by fire, meaning you must go through your fiery trial. You must redeem yourself. You must make it through. You must endure. He that endured to the end, the same should be what? Saved, man. On the what day? 8th day. There ain't no other saving on no other day. It's only happening. Salvation is happening on the 8th day. Period. Man, hey, is that some understanding though?
So we still enduring in
The seven, yes. So look, now you get it. Right now we're in the 7,000 years. You get it. You get it, young bro. All right, let's keep it going. It gets deeper. It gets deeper. Let's read this on down to that was 27. Yeah. All right, look, let's go on. Let's go on to it. Let's go to Ezekiel 43. Ezekiel 43. It gets deeper. It gets deeper. Let's talk about Yahweh building the kingdom. Ooh, and we help. Look, we helping Christ straight build. Do y'all understand how deep this is? We are literally helping Christ build the kingdom of eternity with the spoils of war. Gathering all the gold, all the crystals, all the rubies, all the clear quartz, all the tiger's eyes, jaspers. We gathering all this from war. All the people we kill, we're gonna have all the other nations. It says it's gonna be so many bodies, it's gonna take 7 months to bury them all. With the spoils that we get from war, we build the kingdom with. Then you get to Revelations and it talks about streets of gold and pearl and talks about walls being made of jasper stone. You thinking that these things came from the heavens when it came from earth, the spoils of war. And we're the one building. Do y'all realize that means do you realize how important you are at this point? You are so important that your hands is going to be part of building the new heavens and new earth, basically. The spiritual architect. That ain't why y'all mouths is not like on the ground right now. Your mouth you supposed to be like, what?
That's what y'all get slaves for. That's why y'all get those servants.
Yeah. Molly brought some daggers out that I gotta read too.
Boy, you put them to work.
Matter of fact, before we do that, I do want to read the dagger.
Well, let me get my little spiritual dagger to hit me at the door. Boy, your guys have been hitting me all day.
Let's get it.
So look, what feast is that has 7 complete Sabbaths? Yeah.
Pentecost. Count 50, Jubilee.
So look, let's do the count 50.
Hold on, but like that's part of my stuff, yeah, bro.
I didn't know. I just asked you, bro.
You just read and let me teach. All right, you break down when the spirit move you, but don't be giving away my lesson, man.
It just moved.
All right, but that's still but that's still giving away my lesson.
So which one?
I don't want to quench your spirit, bro.
No, go ahead.
Go and speak. I don't want to quench your spirit. Yeah, I'm sure.
No, I'm just saying.
He's just giving away all the daggers, man.
When you look at it, 7 complete Sabbaths plus the 1.
Plus the 1. Black to 8. And that's what Pentecost means, to count 50. But 50 in the Most High eyes is days. It's the 8th day. Y'all get it? Count 50. But if you look at all his feast days, most of the high feast days, the real big ones, even when you get into Passover and Feast of Unleavened Bread, Passover is a day. It's that evening, and then when you go into the next day, you go into 7 days of the feast. That's an 8-day feast. So if you look at most of his feasts, all of them are 8 days, y'all. He's been trying to show us this since the beginning of a time, but we be so stuck on the, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing because you have to rehearse the 7th Shabbat that you miss the Shabbat that he's teaching you why to keep the Shabbat in the first place. He's giving you a 7-day Shabbat to show you how to live on the real Shabbat, which is eternity. Well, I don't want to use the word real like the 7 day is fake, but the supernatural Shabbat, which is the 8th day. Y'all get that? That you have to go up to keep.
The 3 feasts we have to keep, you already just said it. Passover,
and you keep them in Jerusalem. Ooh.
And they have an 8 aspect.
And they have a, yes, and they all dealing with 8, showing you when he come in, he touched down. Where is he touching down at? Christ is not coming down to touch down in Babylon. He's not touching down in St. Louis. He's touching down in Mount Zion. That's in the Holy Land. And that's where he's going to start constructions at. Oh, man, look, that's hard, man. That's beautiful, man. All right, let's get it. All right, we in the book of, well, we already read that, right? We went to, all right, yeah, we in Ezekiel. Yeah, Ezekiel chapter 43. Ezekiel 43, we're going to start this deal at 18. Ezekiel 43, let's start it at 18. Now it's going to really get deep. Well, it's been deep, but it gets deeper. It's just, I don't know. It's just like, it's like an ever-ending abyss of knowledge of the man. It's crazy. All right, Ezekiel 43, 18. Oh, praises. Hallelujah, sister. Hallelujah. That's right, Stephanie. Mount Olives. I see you, man. All right, let's get it.
Ezekiel chapter 43.
Y'all make sure y'all write this down. Because look, now what we're getting into is the building of the New Jerusalem. Who helped build that? We do, if we make it. Those that endure to the end. All right, come on.
Ezekiel 43, verse 18.
Uh-huh.
And he said unto me, Son of man, thus saith the Master Yahweh, these are the ordinances of the altar in the day when they shall make it.
In the day that they shall make it, come on.
To offer burnt offerings thereon, and to sprinkle blood thereon.
Come on.
And thou shalt get the priests, Levites, that be of the seed of Zadok.
Zadok means righteousness, the seed of righteousness. We have to look at this from a metaphysical principle. Remember, it's a physical Bible, but it's quick and it's sharper than any two-edged sword. And it can cut asunder and it pierces you to the spirit, meaning that this is a divinely intelligent book. It's living. All right. So when you read this, don't always look at it for the physical part. It's very, very spiritual and metaphysical as well. Notice the names. And thou shalt give the priests, Kohanes, or these are your intercessors between heaven and earth, the Levites. Yes, be unto the seed of righteousness. So the seed of righteousness is finna usher in this 8th day as we finna read. It's just deep when you really look at it from a spiritual eye. It's deep, man. Come on.
Which approach unto me to minister unto me.
Come on.
Said the Master Yahweh, a young bullock for a sin offering.
Come on.
And thou shalt take of the blood thereof and put it on the 4 horns of it.
Come on, brother.
And on the 4 corners of the 7, and upon the border round about. Thou cleanse, thus shalt thou cleanse and purge.
Come on.
Thou shalt take the bullock also of the sin offering, and he shall burn it in the appointed place of the house.
Come on.
Without the sanctuary.
Come on.
And on the 2nd day.
And on the what?
2nd day.
So we get into the 2nd day. Come on.
Thou shalt offer a kid of the goat without blemish for the sin offering.
Come on.
And they shall cleanse the altar, as they did cleanse it with the bullock.
You went out?
No.
Come on.
When thou hast made an end of cleansing it, thou shalt offer a young bullock without blemish, and a ram without the flock without blemish. And thou shalt offer them before Yahweh, and the priest shall cast salt upon them, and they shall offer them up as for a burnt offering.
Well, this sounds like a lot of rituals, boy. Burning meat, putting blood, sprinkling on horns. Boy, it sounds like some. If this same thing happened in Africa, you would say that's witchcraft. If they was in Africa sprinkling blood on horns and sprinkling salt on meat and dancing and stuff, you'd be like, boy, what matter of witchcraft is this? I'm telling you, come on.
He wants what he wants and he calls for what he wants.
Exactly, come on.
7 days shall thou prepare every day a goat.
Hold on. So 7 days, we getting into it. 7 days shall thou prepare every day a goat. So 7 days, you supposed to be sacrificing your body daily for the what day? The 8th day. Y'all getting it now? So this is a continual fight, a continual sacrifice of the flesh, for you can be prepared to be accepted by Yahweh on that 8th day. Come on.
7 days shalt thou prepare every day a goat for a sin offering. They shall also prepare a young bullock and a ram out of the flock without blemish.
Come on.
7 days shall they purge the altar and purify.
See that 7 days should you purge your soul and purify your soul. This is every day. Millennium. This is the year of purification. This is a millennium reign. It's to get yourself straight in order for you can be presented a living sacrifice on the 8th day to Yahweh. You see that? Come on.
7 days. Read it again.
Yeah,
verse 26. 7 days shall they purge the altar and purify it.
Right.
And they shall consecrate themselves.
They shall what?
Consecrate themselves. And when these days are expired.
Here goes. Look, this is important, y'all. And when these days expire, because look, we coming at the end of our 7 days, y'all. Y'all realize we in the last time. We coming at the end. Christ's gonna come. And he got to restore. We got to go to war, rebuild the kingdom, for we can get this 8th day ready. And when these days are expired, talking about the 7 days, come on.
It shall be that upon the 8th day.
There you go again. That upon the 8th day, come on.
And so forth.
And so forth, because the 8th day is a day of what? Eternity. Come on.
The priest shall make your burnt offerings upon the altar. And your peace.
And your what?
Peace offering.
See that? Imagine that. That's when we have eternal peace. Come on.
And I will accept you, said the master Yod-Heh-Wah.
All praise. All right, well, let's get one more. Man, we got a couple more. I'm just going to let the spirit flow. All right, let's go to Ezekiel 39. Ezekiel 39, we're going to start it at 14. Ezekiel 39, we're going to start it at 14. Y'all getting tired up here?
No.
All right. I know I don't do long lessons, but I got to get this out. I got to. Ezekiel 39. Man, should I start it at 1 Maccabee?
What is long?
Man. Well, what is time? What is time, brother? Yeah, straight up. Yeah, straight, man. We ain't even been here a second. We ain't even been here a second.
So I got no second.
All right, come on with it. Ezekiel 39, verse 14.
Ezekiel chapter 39, verse 14.
Ezekiel 39 and 14, brother. Hey, it's gonna be some daggers in this deal, boy.
Ezekiel chapter 39, verse 14.
Right, come on.
And they shall serve out men of continual employment, passing through the land to bury with the passengers those that remain upon the face of the earth.
Because look, what's going down is a war. It's gonna be so many bodies of these other nations and heathens in the street that they're gonna have to pick up we too busy trying to build the kingdom. We gotta restore languages and everything else. So at the time that all this is going down, who's gonna pick up the corpse? Who gonna bury the dead?
Your servants.
Your servants. So this show you during the millennium reign, we will have what? Servants.
It says men in continual employment. You match it up with Revelation 20. Y'all heard of the Battle of Armageddon?
Yeah.
And there's key players in Armageddon, Gog and Magog.
Yeah.
So if you went back in verse 1 of that Ezekiel 39, you'll see this is when that war kicked off.
Yeah.
You know, man. And so that, and then during that war is called Armageddon. Everybody think we're on the brink of that now, but you're actually on the brink of World War III.
Exactly.
Not Armageddon. Armageddon happens after or during the millennial reign.
That's the last war.
That's the last war.
But we're gonna go back to 1 because I'm explaining the millennial reign next weekend, most high willing, and that's when we're gonna read from 1. But I want some particular verses here to just show y'all the rebuilding of the kingdom on that 8th day. So we're gonna go back to 1 next week to show between Magog, Gog, Russia, and all that. This last war between other heathens, we killing them off, and Bodies stacked, blood is up to the horse's bridle. Straight war, man, straight going down. Like Star Trek wars up in this deal. All right, come on.
Bodies everywhere.
Yeah, for real, bro. We finna read it. Come on.
Passing through the land to bury with the passengers those that remain upon the face of the earth.
It's gonna be a lot of killing going on. Come on.
To cleanse it. After the end of 7 months.
Oh, there it go again. After the end of what?
7 months.
Boy, this is even in the millennium reign, huh? After the end of 7 months. Come on.
So they searched. And the passengers that pass through the land, when any seeth a man's bone, then shall he set up a sign by it, till the buriers have buried it in the valley of Haman.
Yeah, there you go. Come on.
And also the name of the city shall be Hamanah. Thus shall they cleanse the land.
See that? So Hamanah cleansed the land, because who is in charge of cleansing the land to rebuild the kingdom? Us. But we not going to be doing the petty work, because we got servants from the spoil of war. This is all during the millennium reign. Come on.
That's why it says in verse 15, when any seeth the man's bone, they shall set up a
sign.
By
Yeah. Yeah. So we walking through, we got our swords in our hands. Here go another body. I done dropped him, and then our servants come get him. But this is what's going to be taking place during the millennium reign. A lot of killing, a lot of boning, and a lot of worshiping, and a lot of restudying the language. Literally. Yeah. I mean, it is repopulating. But think about it. It have to be a lot if all the men is dying. All of it. We're going to have to go to Isaiah. It ain't going to be that many of us. It's going to be so many women, but we die by war. So 7 is literally going to have to take hold of one man. It's going to have to be a lot of repopulation on this day. Boy, that's a lot. Hey, that's a lot of hip pelvis thrusting. It is.
Hebrew.
Hey, because think about it. We literally, if you get into that second and third book of Enoch, we have to the angel. We're replacing that, and plus we matching the angels that's already in heaven. That means it's gonna have to be millions and millions and millions of souls inside of the kingdom. It's the truth, though. It's the truth. All right, let's get it.
Okay.
Hey, did I lie?
Ezekiel chapter 39, verse 17.
Yeah.
And thou, son of man, thus said the master Elohim.
Right.
Speak unto every feathered fowl, and to every beast of the field. Assemble yourselves and come. Gather yourselves on every side to my sacrifice, that I do sacrifice for you, even a great sacrifice upon the mountains of Israel.
Right.
That ye may eat flesh and drink blood. And ye shall eat the flesh of the mighty and drink the blood of the princes of the earth, of rams, of lambs, and of goats, of bullocks, all of them fatlings of Bashan.
We can stop there right there. We get into the rest of the next lesson. I want to keep it pushing. All right, let's go to I want to do Levi 8 and 33, and then we're gonna get into the second book of Enoch, and I got one more scripture and we get up out of here. Yep, Levi 8:33. Levi 8 and 33.
That's just a one-hit quarter.
Yeah, one-hit quarter, and then the rest is just straight up 8 days. When the kingdom comes, we build the kingdom, and I'm gonna do that for the next lesson. All right. So
Leviticus chapter 8, verse 33.
Hold on, Levi 8:33. Let me get there real quick, my brother. All right, Levi 8 and 33. Y'all got some understanding? All praises. All praises. All right, Levi 8 and 33. Let's get it.
And ye shall not go out of the door of the tabernacles of the congregation in 7 days, until the days of your consecration be at an end.
And the consecration days last what? 7 days. 7 days of dealing with yourself. 7 days of dealing with your mental. 7 days of overcoming your lower nature. Right? Come on.
For 7 days shall he consecrate you.
Come on.
As he hath done this day. So the Most High hath commanded to do, to make an atonement for you.
So 7 days is you stay in the tabernacle, but then on that 8th day, you come out and you face the people. Let's keep reading.
Therefore shall ye abide at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation day, and night 7 days.
See that? Day and night, 7 days. And then on the 8th day, you get received inside of the tabernacle. The gates open, 12 gates. And you able to come in and you live there and dwell with Yahweh in Christ forever. Come on.
And keep the charge of the Most High.
Right.
That ye die not. For so I am commanded. So Aaron and his bonds and his sons did all things which the master commanded by the hand of Moshe.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. So y'all got that lesson? I'm going to say the rest for next week. Do everybody got some understanding? Hallelujah. All praise. Everybody online, do y'all got some understanding? Let me get some hallelujahs and we can pray out. And I'm going to say the rest for next week when we actually talk about the millennial reign. We're going to get into Revelations 20, Revelation 21, 22, that Isaiah 60, that 2 Corinthians 5, 1 Corinthians 15, glorified bodies. I mean, it get deep. That John chapter 7 that Mali gave me. We're going to get into some real deep scriptures next lesson. But it's all building up to this day. So that's why as many lessons is building up to it. Because it really take about 6 lessons to truly break down the millennial reign, the 8th day, and what the 7-day Shabbat really means. So the 7-day Shabbat really means the 8th-day Shabbat. Y'all get that? Yeah. I know it sounds crazy, but y'all get it. All right, hallelujah. Well, let me stop sharing the screen. We can go pray on out.
Let you know how important preparation is.
Man, very important, bro. Very important.
And how the Bible is, some people call it numerology, but the Bible is very, very saturated with numbers.
Man, very.
The symbology of numbers and all that. Right?
Yeah.
Who knew 8 was next?
Man, 8 is straight. That deal say beyond perfection. Boy, that's deep. The fat thereof, the fatlings. And it makes sense now why you couldn't eat the fat of the animals. You had to say that for who? The perfect one.
Yeah, exactly.
It makes sense. It went up in the smoke. Yeah. Yeah. All right, y'all ready to go pray on out real quick? Let's go.
Hallelujah.
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 Yeah, let's get this.
Oh, praise
you up now, all right. All praise glory now to the Most High. Y'all know how we do when we pray. We do what the scriptures say do. You know what I mean? We face Jerusalem. We spread our hands. We humble our hearts. We pray to the Almighty. Unless y'all want to go back to, dear Father God, the birds, the flowers, and the candy. Lord, bless the ladybugs. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to be like dry eyes. Or y'all want to get the spirit moving up in this deal.
Get that spirit moving, man.
Get the spirit moving in this deal, man. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Praise the Most High for another Sabbath day. You know what I mean? Another Sabbath day in preparation for that great last day.
Ooh.
That 8th day.
That 8th day.
Ooh,
Chamonix.
Yeah. Oh, praises.
Yeah.
Most High bless you for bringing out that lesson, my beloved brother. All praise. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Don't take it on home.
Okay. You on the blessing with that voice, huh, bro?
Let's get it. I sing through.
Come on with it.
Y'all ready?
Let's get it.
Yabareka Yahweh Veishmerika Ya'er Yahweh Pona Elika Bikuneka Yesai Yahweh Pona Elika Ve'aseh Leka Shalom Ve'aseh Leka Shalom Yabareka Yahweh Veishmerika Ya'er Yahweh Pona Elika Bikuneka Yesai Yahweh Pona Elika Ve'aseh Leka Shalom They are saying, Lakah Shalom. Amen. Hallelujah.
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 Amen. May the Most High bless you. He shall bless you. He shall keep you. And he shall shine his face upon you. He will bless you. And he will keep you. He will give you peace. Amen. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Heavenly Father, Yahweh El Elyon, we come to you in the name, power, and authority of the Master Yahushua the Messiah. We summon and call for Ruach HaKodesh, your Holy Spirit, to touch every mind, body, and spirit that is present, and that he give every one of us a personal encounter to do his will. We take authority over Satan and all his evil spirits from our position at the right hand of you, Yahweh, seated above every name that is named, in the power and authority of the Master Yahushua the Messiah. Use us as your battle axe and weapons of war to come against an attack, to break the back and bind the strong man powerless, to bind the strong man powerless over every heathen nation that is oppressing the 12 tribes of Israel this very second. We cast them down and we cast them out to a herd of swine in the name, in the power and the authority of Yahushua Mashiach. And by his mighty and precious blood we pray. Use us as your battle axe and weapons of war. We loosen all your ministering angels of warfare. Send forth your most militant and elite angelic warriors to break the backs and crack the skulls of every ruler of darkness. To break the backs and crack the skulls of every principality over all the worldwide organizations. The 13th bloodline of the Illuminati, the Rothschild bloodline, the Astor bloodline, the Bundy bloodline, the Collins bloodline, the DuPont bloodline, the Freeman bloodline, the Kennedy bloodline, the Lee bloodline, the Onassis bloodline, the Rockefeller bloodline, the Russell bloodline, the Van Gunn bloodline, and the Merovingian bloodline, the House of Saud over Saudi Arabia, that bloodline, the House of Windsor and the Queen of England, that bloodline, all the popes, Jared Kushner, Henry Kissinger, Robert Gallo, Bill and Melinda Gates, Anthony Fauci, Ayatollah Khomeini, all their bloodlines. We bind all of them to be powerless. We bind the strong man over every Masonic order and every religion, the Catholic Church and Vatican City, communist empires and godless Belarus, ISIS, Al-Qaeda, the Taliban, the CIA, MS-13, La Cosa Nostra, the Mafia, the Illuminati, every street gang and drug cartel, every street gang and drug cartel, the Illuminati, the Council on Foreign Relations, the Trilateral Commission, the World Council of Churches, the Americas, every common market nation, Canada and Mexico, every organization that has rituals that are contrary to the word of Yahweh, in the authority, in the power, in the name of Yahushua Mashiach. We take authority over every foul and evil spirit, authority, princes, kings, powers, world rulers, and the highest and mightiest servants of Satan. We bind them to be powerless. We bind them to be powerless in the mighty name of Yahushua the Messiah, Yahweh, and the authority of the Master, your only begotten beloved Son. We pronounce the judgments written in the scriptures upon these evil and greedy conspirators in and over these worldwide organizations. As it is written, Yah, we ask you, we beg you to bring upon them the judgments found in Psalm 109, that chapter, Psalm 149, that chapter, Revelation 18. That chapter, Yahweh El Elyon, the creator and the possessor of all there is, in the name, power, and authority of Yahushua the Messiah, we unleash the fire of the Holy Spirit against every unclean spirit, sickness, and disease. In the name, power, and authority of Yahushua the Messiah, we rebuke every unclean spirit, sickness and disease, in the name, power, and authority of Yahushua, the unblemished Lamb. We curse every unclean spirit, sickness, and disease, in the name, power, and authority of Yahushua, the only begotten Son of Yahweh El Elyon. We wage war, attack, and come against the entire kingdom of darkness Yahushua, you are our mighty one, our king, our redeemer, our provider, our healer, our protector, the destroyer of the devil, the destroyer of the devil, and all his works. Use us as your battle axe and weapons of war to give sight to the blind, hearing to the deaf, speech to the dumb, strength to the lame. Use us as your battle axe and weapons of war to cast down and stomp out serpents, scorpions, principalities, leviathan, in every ruler of darkness. Use us as your battle axe and weapons of war to cast out devils, raise the dead, cleanse lepers, and heal every manner of sickness. Use us as your battle axe and weapons of war, that wherever our presence is felt, and wherever our shadow is seen, the devils cry out and flee, and your people are delivered. In the name, power, and authority of Yahushua the Messiah, we bring before your throne all the sick in Israel, all who may be plagued in mind, body, or spirit. Your word says, whatever we bind on earth is bound in heaven, and whatever we loose on earth is loosed in heaven. We claim authority. We claim power in Yahushua, who is seated at your right hand right now. Right now. Right now. Right now. Right now. Right now. We loosen all your ministering angels of health. Command them to rain down a healing that is complete. A healing that is understood right now. Right now. Right now. Right now. Right now. Right now. Use us as your battle axe and weapons of war to come against an attack, to break the back and bind the strong man called the coronavirus and the fear of it that's plaguing the mind of your people. We declare it powerless. We cast it down and we cast it out through a herd of swine. Use us as your battle axe and weapons of war to come against an attack, to break the back and bind up every sickness and disease. Every sickness and disease that's afflicting your people this very second. We declare them all powerless. We cast them down and we cast them out through a herd of swine. In the authority, in the name, in the power of Yahushua, and by his mighty and precious blood we pray. Yahweh El Elyon, Yahweh Mikha'el, Master of the heavenly army. We loosen all your ministering angels of warfare. Command them to rain down and crack the skulls of every virus and every sickness that is plaguing your people this very second. Command them to establish a protective border around your saints. Command them to come against and found and put down every sickness and unclean spirit that is in opposition to the well-being of your people. Command them to render a judgment in our favor right now. Right now. Right now. Right now. Right now. Right now. In the name and the power and the authority of Yahushua Mashiach. And by his mighty and precious blood we pray. Yahweh El Elyon, Yahweh Yoreh. We loosen your ministering angels of vision and blessing. Command them to shower us with the blessings of Abraham, your friend. Command the blessings of Deuteronomy 28 to chase us down and overtake us. Command Ruach HaKodesh to give us a continual overflow of your spirit. Command the fruits, the gifts, and signs of Ruach HaKodesh to chase us down and overtake us. That wherever the soul of our feet tread, we may boldly declare the kingdom of heaven is nigh. Right now. The kingdom of heaven is nigh. Right now. The kingdom of heaven is nigh. Right now. Accept our petition and accept our prayer in the name, power, and authority of Yahushua Mashiach. And by his mighty and precious blood we pray and we declare war. Let the sign of the prisoner come before thee. According to your power, preserve thou those who are appointed to die, and render to the bosom of our enemies sevenfold the reproach wherewith they reproach thee, O Yah. So we, your people and sheep of your pasture, will give you praise forever. We will magnify thy name unto all generations. Hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.
All praise.
Yeah.
All praise. Hallelujah.
You be over there transporting.
All praise. So before we get off, everybody good? Everybody got understanding, right? Hallelujah. All right, look, we love y'all, Deed and Truth family. We finna get our eat on. Finish off this Shabbat. Most High willing, we'll see y'all in a couple days. Shabbat Shalom, family.